Hey everyone, I'm Adam.
Oh, hi, I'm Debbie.
And me, I'm Sunny Justice, and this is how we roll. Hey everyone, this is Sunny Justice with It's a Crime and Shame. Tomorrow night at 9 time, Deb, Adam, and myself will be hosting a live with Dylan Rounds. We want to give special appreciation to Qwerty, and he's the one that asked us, hey, could you guys do Dylan Rounds? So you know what, Qwerty? We want to appreciate you back and say thank you. So tomorrow night, again, join us. Please, if you could though, like, share, perhaps become a member, send a super thanks. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. And again, it takes a lot of time and effort to do videos and to do creative work for sure. So if you can at least give us a like and a share, that would be awesome. Hold on. Let's do that again. You said there was no volume? Was there no volume? I don't hear you, Deb. Did you guys hear it? Can Chad hear it?
I could hear it.
Okay, so it's just Deb then on that one? Okay.
Deb, you're muted.
Deb, yeah, you're muted, Deb.
It's your microphone, though.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to continue playing. I can hear. Okay, good. Okay. Thank you for joining us on It's a Crime and Shame. There we go. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back again. So Deb, can you your mic's muted, and Adam, yours, I know yours is, but you can hear me. Deb, can you hear? Deb? No,
Try to
it's
talk.
a video. It's when you play a video.
Here, hold on, Deb. Let me see if I can fix you without you having to leave. Can you hear now, Deb? Deb, can you hear? No.
Yeah. So yes.
Every
Thank
family's got that one problem child.
right. And it has to be Deb.
It's I was gonna say
Definitely, it's always the oldest.
it's
Needs the
me.
attention. Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually the responsible one. It's the
Yeah.
baby of the
I feel like
family
we're
that's
like
like
twins. Yeah.
it's the
We're like
baby of the
babies.
family that always is causing
Yeah.
problems, getting
Huh.
getting
Hey
in
guys.
trouble.
Yeah, sorry about that. When Deb said there was no sound, I'm like, wait, what? My I always turn off my mic when I play a video, but yeah, so sorry about the interruption on that. You know what? Things are never supposed to always be easy. What's life if you don't get little, curveballs?
The first 5 minutes of my live this morning, I had no volume and didn't realize it. I was just like blah 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 blah.
Blah, oh,
I
oh yeah,
solved. I
I
forgot. I
remember
think I
that. I
solved
saw
the
that actually.
Delphi. I let everyone know Delphi, and then I forgot.
hmm So we're just gonna wait on Deb. There she is. Add her back to stream there.
Can you
Oh,
hear me?
such a
For now,
no.
I lost oops, let me turn this off. I literally lost all sound when you played the
Played the clip. So it's
second
so it's
second
it's
video.
yeah. It's mostly when it happens when it's clips, isn't it?
Deb, I want you to do me a favor tomorrow.
No.
Go get an adapter for your microphone and plug it in.
I don't think that it has anything to do with my microphone. Do you?
It would change your audio because it would be connected to your microphone.
Right.
But this was my hearing. I couldn't
Oh.
it cut out. I couldn't hear the hearing. It's something
Well,
to
we
do
still
with
want you to go get that adapter thing.
Do
You know
you,
how
do you really want to hear us though?
you want a real answer to that?
Joey, I dreamed who the killer was, but forgot.
Deb, if you'd like to answer, yes, because we have a show tomorrow night, just you and I. I'd like to know. Do you really want to hear us?
Okay.
Sunny's anniversary is tomorrow, everyone.
Oh
It
yeah, right.
is?
That's right. My 7 year. Okay, yeah. So that's why I gave you guys just a sample of what some people don't have. Is my 32-year-old husband and I are going to go on our.
And I don't know about Canada, but it's almost a full moon here. So
Is it? Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's the same
by
moon.
next week, it'll be a big full moon.
Cordy,
said-
that's the problem. Cordy
Cordy.
told me to get a hearing aid.
Deb, can you just set up a
Can't
GoFundMe?
afford one.
Yeah.
Should we tell him?
Yeah.
I have hearing aids.
I know. Yes.
Yeah, the mine's been slipping faster and faster.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie Ann. Thank you very much, Lee. On there, but
Deb,
yeah.
you look really pretty tonight, by the way. Both of you do. Sunny, you look beautiful in red, and Deb, your hair looks really pretty.
I was
Oh,
just like,
really?
you know, I'm wearing red.
I didn't even wash it.
It looks really
Sexy
pretty.
red.
You do
Well, he
look
was
good
just-
in red, Sunny. And I was
Well-
watching you like tonight and on the video with the way your hair was last night. And when you did that video, it was so pretty.
You know,
And your
this
makeup?
is. Hold on. There we go. This is yesterday's hairdo. But yesterday I was going, my hair kind of looks good today. But somebody said something about crimping. So I have my micro crimper. I have some micro crimps in there if you guys didn't notice. So there's someone that said like something about the crimping. And I'm like, yeah, because I rock that little, it's a micro crimper. Love it. Love it.
Cordy said for the three of us to get a room.
Now I feel like Cinderella.
Oh, we can do it right here in front of you, Corey. That's what you got your
Adam,
popcorn for.
you look so pretty in your baseball cap.
You look so cute in red too.
I even
Actually,
wore, I even wore plaid for Dylan tonight.
Aw.
yes, that's what he did. He said,
I did. I was channeling, because as odd as it sounds, I feel really connected to Dylan Rounds because of my childhood and the fact that I stood doing hair at my family farm, and I could have easily have taken the same life path as Dylan, and it's just so. I mean, I feel a lot of kinship with him, and coming from a super religious conservative area, and having agriculture and farming being your entire basis of your life. So I do feel a little bit of a kinship with Dylan.
Gotcha.
20
So are you saying
years
that
older,
you're
but-
rich?
What?
Are you saying that you're rich or that you're not rich because you didn't inherit the family farm, or you didn't take it?
Well, no, I could have, and I inherited part of it, but I mean, I could have like actually, I mean, I could have been the one that took it over and like actually farmed it, and no one
Yeah.
did. So we've sold lots of it, but
Yeah.
I could have easily taken that life path, and
Yeah. But chose not to.
right. And granted, it wasn't 50 people, but my town had 500 people in it, and so I feel there are a lot of similarities.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So, there's see.
I am not rich,
He's
except in
rich
love.
in
I am
he's
rich
rich
in
in
love.
love.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where I'm
Um,
rich in love.
and I'm rich in love, and I am rich in fortune because of the people in my life.
Always first, people. For me, it's like whenever people put money above people or things, just not my way. Oh, what happened there?
Well, I was trying. I know. I was just trying to. I was trying to show Deb.
You're playing around with the screen.
I didn't mean
Hold
to
on.
take that off the screen. I just wanted to show Deb because I couldn't see her
Okay.
face.
Hold on. Hold 1 second. Nope. Where did it go? Nope. Hi. Okay, then. Where did it go? Right here. Hey, Deb, where are you? Thanks, Frank. Right over Deb's face there. Thank you, Frank.
I wish that StreamYard had a thing where it would push us
I know
three up.
that it would push it
that,
up,
yeah.
right? Yeah, I know. When it goes to the side like this, it doesn't. Yeah.
Right.
He's got
or if it just even showed that on the other side of the screen.
Yeah. It would be nice if there was some more options in StreamYard here.
Yeah. Cordy said he got all up in our faces. Who got up in our faces?
He got all up in our faces. Who? Hi, Sharon.
If you're talking about Cheeky McGee over there at Sunny's house.
Oh yeah. What? I don't even know what happened. Nothing at all. Oh God, I need it. It's so hot. Is it hot over where you guys are? It's hot here. Just like dead air. Wow. I can't really have my fan on because then just tell me. Do you guys hear this a lot or no? Just tell me.
No,
No,
never.
Hold on.
Yes.
Do you hear that? Deb?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Deb?
Can we hear you, Deb?
Adam, that was your fault, wasn't it?
I wonder if there was a way she just could disconnect the Bluetooth from that. And
you, Adam, and your lips puckered up. Oh, do you want it puckered up? Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, let's take our chance, Sonny.
Yeah. Whose lips do you like better, Courtney? Mine or his?
The consensus last night was.
That's mine. That's definitely mine. You hear that? That was for me. Oh, you're just going strong there, aren't you? Oh, let me just go across my entire face. Rut roll.
Yeah, some lips are just. You just like some lip bottom lips are just. They're just sitting there begging to be like nibbled on.
Oh, I love the nibble kiss. Oh, it's
I've got a good bottom lip for that.
Yeah. And
you
picking Adam, Bev? Bev. I think Bev's picking you. What the heck?
It's because I've saved these lips from touching anything in a long time.
Oh, just
other
the other
than your
day,
ass.
mine. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. It's very humid here. Yeah. So I guess I can only have that on. That's why it gets hot.
Right. We actually it was chillier here today after it stormed really big last night, and so and this morning, and then it was only in like the 70s or 80 here today because it was rainy and dreary.
I wasn't here.
But it's been like 97 every day this week. Dreary.
There she is. I wasn't here.
But it's been... All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay. Are you welcome? All 56 people. What happened to? Where's the rest of the people that were watching?
Deb, you missed a very important discussion while you were gone.
Yeah,
His
it was about
lips,
lips.
something
I
about
think
lips. I
I
heard it.
think Cordy said if
Do you have an
yours
opinion?
and Adam's lips could touch, that would be great.
Do you have an opinion, Deb, on whose lips are more kissable?
My
Right.
husband's.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer, Deb.
Well, neither one of you hookers.
I like to be called a lady of the night.
Okay, lady of the night.
I am a
And day.
philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
I take care
Philanthropist.
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 I give it away for free.
I'm just not judging here. I just know that mine are the best kissing lips out of this panel. Anyone care to
What was that saying?
debate? I'm sorry, do you care to debate?
What was that saying?
Well, according to my husband, like these lips have touched everyone in White Court. I think Harley Babcock's though have touched all of America.
Now,
That's
I will say the best cheeks in the group are definitely Steve's. All
I
right,
think you're right.
last joke I'll make
Poor
about your husband's
Steve.
butt.
Poor Steve.
He's got a good sense of humor. I don't know that I would have had such a good sense of humor if all of a sudden, well, I mean, a different story for.
I would be mortified. Can you imagine?
I know.
I would have come over and broken your computer.
Yeah. Okay, you guys ready to get started with Dylan rounds?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's see here. So, Adam, do you want to start? How do you want to do this exactly? How long is this one? It's how many pages?
I believe it was 7 pages, 6 pages.
No,
This is
9.
okay, 9 pages.
10 actually. 10.
And
But,
so what we have up on the screen right now is kind of just the basis of what we're going to discuss tonight, because this case has been going on since the end of May. For anyone that doesn't know the base, like the general case, Dylan Rounds is a 19-year-old who was
farmer.
starting his own farm from land his grandparents had donated to him. And his dream was to become a farmer in an area that was deemed unfarmable. So he wanted to become famous by being able to plant crops in an area that no one thought you could. It was very remote, and he got the land when he was 16. So he'd been out there for 3 years already. And this was the first year he was actually churning a crop. And he vanished without a trace.
What didn't he have 2 locations that he actually lived in?
So he had a trailer, which is very common in that area.
A camper.
So he was living in a camper on his farmland, and he did not have a farm shed or any outbuildings on his property, and so he was using a shed from a neighbor down the road, which was 5 miles away, to store his grain truck and some other equipment, so that when it rained and things like that, he wouldn't the things that were in his truck wouldn't get ruined.
So he actually lived in Lucin, Utah, but his farm was in Montello, Nevada. Is that right?
It's right on the border. It's like if you look at the map, it's like literally Idaho, Nevada, Utah. Okay. And it's a huge LDS or LDS area, which for anyone that doesn't know, that's Mormon, and a very, very rural area, very, 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 very Christian not Christian, but Mormon conservative.
Yeah.
And the town itself had like 59 people in it. So when we talk about remote, this is remote.
So he stored his truck at the Brenner guy's where the Brenner guy was.
Anytime there was going to be rain, he would move his grain truck to. He would move it and park it under that shed, because if not, the grain that was in the back of the truck would have been ruined.
And that's
what he was going to plant.
I'm trying to get the lay of the land in my mind before you continue. That shed is where the Brenner guy was squatting on property?
Right. So the owner
Okay.
of this, so the owner of the land, the
Okay.
owner of the shed that Dylan parked his truck at was somebody, I can't remember his name. He was a dentist that didn't live in state. And so he had a person living on his property in another trailer named James Brenner.
Gotcha.
And it's up in the air whether he was living there or squatting there.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he did have permission, but
Okay.
and if you look at pictures of this area, it's literally just dirt roads, and when we say camper, I mean like camper. And there were a couple different like campers and just beat up old cars out on the side of this little dirt road. And the nearest town was like 20 miles. I think Lucin was 20 miles away.
Okay.
So that was just to set the backstory.
Right. I just kind of wanted to get a picture in my mind of all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Did Mitt Romney do it? Not that we know of. Not that we know of.
Anna says the alkali desert land requiring good irrigation. He is raising triticale and tough rye wheat hybrid.
Right. And we'll be reading part of that. That's one of the things that's in the document we'll read.
All right. Alrighty. All right.
Before we start really quick, Cordy, is there anything specifically that you don't know about this case that you are curious about or that you want information on? Just so that if there is something specific that I can try to put emphasis on it.
Yeah.
Who's muted?
Sunny's muted, I think.
Oh, my bad. I look at the screen and it's not muted, and it's because I hit my. I'm still trying to get used to that tap thing.
Yeah.
Dad, we should have known when we talked uninterrupted for so long.
I wasn't even talking.
That should have been a big giveaway. I thought she was intently listening.
Adam looks so comfortable. Well, I was going to say, we'll read this, and then if somebody wants to come join us, if Anna wants to come join us or something like that, then you can feel free. But yeah, let's go through this first. And did Cordy answer you back about anything?
She said she just wants our perspective.
Okay.
So should we and have you just want to take turns reading it like a page by page?
Yeah.
Sure.
So you start, then I'll go. The Deb Luke's go in that row. Yeah.
I'll start.
All
Can you make it bigger, or because I know that no one will be able to read that on there.
I've got it in front of me, so
yeah,
I'm good.
And so this was a timeline that was updated 2 days ago. Today's the 10th. 3 days ago. That's as big as it gets, Sunny.
Let's see here. Is that better?
Can everyone read it on their screens?
Oh, I can see it just fine.
Well, I meant everyone at home.
No, but if I can see it like this and you can, then they can as well, I think.
Okay.
Oh, I guess if you're on phones, I'm on a desktop. Can you guys all make it out just fine? Just give a yes.
Well, I will start reading. If anyone needs it to get bigger, let Sunny know. But so this was a revised timeline that was created on 7/7/22, and this is from his official missing Facebook page that this PDF was downloaded from. The timeline begins April 2022. A disagreement takes place between Dylan and Dawn. Dawn was a family friend who helps out on the farm at times. Dawn was questioning Dylan's decision to work on a washing machine before a pump, and the result was Dylan and Dawn mutually deciding to part company. This was from Judy Ron interview on 6/14. And I'll stop really quickly and just say that Dylan was not a rich person as far as he came from money when it comes to agriculture because of his family. So it's a little unclear as far as the people that were working for him, what they were doing for him, whether they were just helping him to prepare land. There was some speculation that they'd had some burglary issues on farms in the area. So some of the people that were working for him may have been working in a security aspect. But for whatever reason, this man named Don, and he had a falling out about 6 weeks before Dylan went missing. Then fast forward to Wednesday, May 25th. Dylan tells his mother about a strange encounter with some guy who was barefoot and bloody along the roadside who wanted a ride to Montello. There are two towns in this story, Lucin and Montello. They're each about 20 miles away. This person was later identified as Chase Venstra. Again, this is from Duty Ron, interview 6/14/22. On Thursday, May 26th, ECSO verified that Dylan was in Monticello via banking account usage. ECSO press release 6/9/22. And ECSO stands for the name of the county sheriff's office, and I can't remember the name of the county now. If either of you know, just let me know. Or if anyone in the chat knows the name of the county. Elder, yes, so it's Elder County Sheriff's Office. And the reason they know his bank card was used is because he had purchased food at one of the establishments in town. Thursday, May 26th, Dylan's last phone call with both his mom and his dad. That is from Nate Eaton at 6/14/22. Then on Friday, 27th of May, eyewitnesses unconfirmed sighting of Dylan in Montello. Information relayed from police to the family, but with changing stories, cannot be reliable.
Okay. Saturday, May 28th, 6:51 a.m., a phone call took place between Dylan and his grandma. He told his grandma he had to get his grain truck put away in the shop/shed at a location 5 miles west of his farm to keep it away from the rain, and he would call her back. ECSO confirmed via cell phone data he was at or near his farm in Lucin for this phone call. Nancy Grace interview 6/13/22. 3:41 p.m. ECSO released that the last phone data that came from Dylan's phone at or near his farm, and that was up with Duty Ron. Okay, so let's just take a look there, because here is his trailer right here, right? And that's his truck.
Right.
Okay.
And Deb, were you seeing these? Because you were talking about this will show you the pictures of what you were asking about before.
Yeah. Let's see. 10 p.m. approximately, Chase Venstra, seen on camera 200 miles away from Lucin, Candace on Sleuth Mom interview. Sunday, May 29th, Dylan had not called his grandma back, so she called Dawn, a person who had worked for Dylan on the farm and the family friend, to check on him since he wasn't answering her phone calls. That's from Nancy Grace. Dawn and Jim, farmer helpers, go to Dylan's farm and look for him, but he is nowhere. Nancy Grace. Okay, we can come back to those pictures. There you go, Deb.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Monday, May 30th, Dawn and Jim have not been able to locate Dylan, so they let Grandma know. Grandma reaches out to JD, Dylan's best friend, to see if he's heard from him. 11 a.m., he had not heard from Dylan, so JD reached out to Dylan's mother to see if she had heard from him. She called around to the other family members, and no one had spoken with him. That's from Nancy Grace interview 6/13/22. Dylan's parents drive to the farm to see if they can figure out where Dylan is. A missing persons report is filed by Candace, the mother, with BESO during the drive down. They arrived to find the seed truck had been put in the shed. Dylan's truck was at his trailer, and it had been pressure washed. The seat position had been moved very far forward to accommodate a shorter person, and there were no tracks or footprints. 90 minutes into the missing persons report, the search of the area, BESO SAR, locates Dylan's boots tossed behind a pile of dirt 100 yards south from where the grain truck is located. BESO SAR takes the boots and places them in the patrol vehicle. Boots would not be sent to the lab until a week later, and that's from Nancy Grace. I want to make a comment on the truck. I read that the truck had been power washed, but whoever did it forgot to power wash the wheel wells. So it was
Right.
very evident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And Sunny, you said you wanted to come back to the pictures. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll come back to them after.
All right. Because
Yep.
the picture, because I know the picture Deb was talking about originally, where she was curious about where
The boots.
James lived. That's the
Oh.
picture that was down. That's there with the arrows where the boots were found.
Mm-hmm.
So that we'll look at that picture in a little bit. So revised 7/7/22. And if anyone else noticed what I just put in the chat, that made me curious. No one has mod status. Did you see that, Sunny?
Yeah, I don't. For some reason, I noticed that a few minutes ago. I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
Give me a second then. I don't know why.
Yeah, because if you look at the chat, no one has mod status.
It just does that. I don't like. Let's see.
While you work on that, I'll read.
Yeah.
Tuesday, May 31st. Family received a call from a citizen of Montello, Kurt, who used to work for Dylan, stating Dylan was being held in a specific location by Chase and another gentleman in Montello, Nevada. Elder County Sheriff's Office sent out 6 deputies, but he was not there, and they searched the entire property. Nancy Grace interview, 6/13/22. Search week number 1. So the first search that happened for Dylan was the 30th through the 4th of June. Searches in the area took place by BESO along with Weber County Fire and Rescue with helicopters, an airplane, ATVs, horses, on foot search parties, and cadaver dogs. After 6 hours, BESO called off the search because they were 99% sure he was not in the 3 by 5 mile area search radius. That was on June 7th, Fox 13 interview with Justin Rounds. 200 to 300 search volunteers of all types searching the Utah side, including 5 private air searches, until they ran out of fuel. This is from Candace, who is Dylan's mom, from Sleuth Mom on 6/13/22 and Judy Ron on 6/14/22. The Diesel brothers searched with helicopters and took video footage of the tire tracks in the wash that later ended up being from a volunteer's truck that had been searching for Dylan. The pond at Dylan's farm was drained and searched. Duty Ron, 6/14/22.
Was that searched by EquiSearch? Am I right? Is that?
I believe so, but it doesn't specify there.
Okay.
It would have been them or BESO.
Okay.
Thursday, June 2nd, family is told they found a drop of blood on the boots. Nancy Grace. Saturday, June 4th, Chase Venstra was arrested in Davis County, Utah on unrelated charges and remains in custody. Davis County Sheriff website. Sunday, June 5th, family was given permission by BESO. BESO? All right, Box Elder. Okay. 1 second, sorry. To take the pickup truck from the farm without any fingerprinting or forensic investigation. Nancy Grace. Monday, June 6th, Dylan's boots are finally logged into the police lab. Nancy Grace. Friday, June 10th, Candace met with ECSO for almost 5 hours, and they went through the case from top to bottom and agreed to offer additional resources for the search. Nancy Grace.
Okay. Search week 2, 6/5 through 6/11. Organized search looking for a particular bunker, and it was found and cleared. Other areas of interest were also searched by all means available, and ECSO and public volunteers. Nancy Grace interview, 6/13/22. Tuesday, June 14th, Bonneville County, Idaho, took Dylan's pickup truck into custody. Candace personally verified. Wednesday, June 15th, investigation classified as criminal investigation, and FBI has officially become involved in the investigation. BESO press release, 6/15. Saturday, June 18th, both of Dylan's campers were taken into police custody. Candace personally has verified that as well. Search week number 3, 6/12 through 6/18, and number 4, 6/19 through 6/25, and number 5, 6/28 through 7/2. No public search was held that weekend, 6/18 and 6/19, to allow for law enforcement and EquiSearch to conduct their activities without interference. EquiSearch has drone operators out in the area, confirmed by Twyla in private conversation 6/18.
Yes. So Pilot Range Mine Cave and Search, Friday, June 24th. We're going on a month at this point since he's been missing. About 18 mines or caves were searched thoroughly as could be done safely. Oh, that was my page.
Wait, what?
Sunny, you're next.
I'll read the next one too.
Okay.
Reward increased to 100K on 6/28/22 for any information directly leading to the safe return or arrest and conviction of any persons responsible for the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. Thursday, June 16th. Law enforcement served a search warrant on Brenner's trailer. Brenner, again, is the James Brenner who lived where the grain truck, he was squatting in a trailer where the grain truck was at, or the grain shed was at. During that search, ball ammunition, ignition caps, black powder, and speed loads, all related to muzzle loading, were located and photographed in the trailer, but the items were not seized at the time, according to the charges. Tuesday, June 21st. Officers went back to Brenner's trailer with another search warrant, and more ammunitions, a muzzle loader, black powder, and ignition caps were seized, the charges state. Thursday, June 23rd. James Brenner was charged in First District Court with 3 counts of being a restricted person in possession of a firearm, a third-degree felony, because he was on probation for, I believe, child exploitation type charges. James Brenner, 58, was charged with U.S. District Court of Utah from being a felon in possession of a firearm. Thursday, July 7th, in a joint press conference, Box Elder Sheriff's Office and FBI named James Brenner as a suspect in the Dylan Rounds disappearance. And I can't read the press release on the other side, it's too small.
You want Sunny to read it? Do you want me to read it? I can read it.
All right.
Okay. Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, Federal Bureau of Investigations, joint press release. Incident: Dylan Rounds missing person criminal investigation update. During the course of this investigation, multiple persons have been interviewed by the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, and the other existing agencies. Multiple arrests have been made for unrelated warrants and crimes that have been discovered during this process. When Dylan Rounds was not located earlier on the search effort, the investigation focused on the possibility of Dylan becoming the victim of crime. The current totality of information gathered from the many interviews and searches, along with the analysis of both physical evidence and forensic data, has identified James Brenner as a suspect. Brenner is currently being held in the Weber County Jail on unrelated federal firearm charges. No criminal charges have been filed specifically regarding Dylan Rounds' case, and the investigation is not complete and remains active. Law enforcement investigators are continuing to work to locate Dylan and find answers. At this time, no further information or comment related to the criminal investigation will be released. As we stated before, if you have knowledge regarding the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of Dylan Rounds, call the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office. Our 24/7 dispatch non-emergency phone numbers are 435-723-5227, 435-734-3894, and 435-257-3131. You can also send private messages through the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Released by Chief Deputy Cade Palmer.
Okay, and so obviously this is Jim's trailer here. Okay, so just to ask you, Adam, I thought you said something like, what did you say? You said something about his boots were 100 yards from his trailer or something.
So yeah, so if you scroll back up to the, I think it was on page 3 or 4, the same
Okay.
picture,
Yeah.
they show the exact same picture,
Okay.
and it
I'll
and
go
it,
back to
and
that
it
in a second. Yeah.
and it points out where the boots were found.
In conjunction to,
They were found 5 miles west of his camper.
But no, but they were found, but they were only found 150 yards from James Brenner's trailer, and that picture we're looking
Right.
at now is Jim's trailer or Jim's trailer.
yeah, that's where I was all
And so
confused.
the boots, if you look to the left of where the arrow is, where his trailer is, they were found out there. But we'll look back at the picture where it actually shows where
Yeah.
they were found.
Okay. Well, we'll just finish up and then we'll go back to the pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see here. So Friday, July 6th, Chase Venstra, currently being held on unrelated charges out of Montana, was charged today with federal weapons charges stemming from a search warrant executed on the 6th of the 12th of 2022 for an inactive homicide investigation. Chase has not been made a suspect in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds at this time. What the homicide investigation is the court documents refer to is unknown. Okay. And then Friday, July 8th, court hearing Chase Venstra will continue to be held in Utah. Montana failed to collect him in the 30 days. The court will revisit extradition on August 12th at 9 a.m. But since he has federal weapons charges and the initial appearance is on July 19th, it is unlikely Montana will make an effort to get custody of him than the last time. Court hearing James Brenner, no bail, tentative trial date set for September 12th on the federal weapons charges. Expect delays. It almost always happens with serious charges. Okay.
Do you want to just go ahead with the last one, or do you want
And
me to read it?
that's Dylan's truck that you're looking at there. That you just passed. That was Dylan's trailer and truck.
Yeah. Go ahead, whoever wants to take that last part.
Okay. Search week number 6, 7-3 through 7-9. The law enforcement investigation into the disappearance of Dylan Rounds is ongoing. Law enforcement continues to be in the Lucin area, and this time there are no organized searches planned for members of the public to participate in that are supported or authorized by law enforcement. We're asking the public to not search the area as it has the potential to compromise the investigation. And that's from the BESO press release 7/6/22.
Okay, so we want to go back up to, whoops, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, if you'll just scroll back up to, I believe it was
the one with all the, no, not that one.
Yeah, it was one of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
And you'll see an arrow, you'll see a red arrow that says boots found.
Right here. There we go.
Yeah. So there's any way you can zoom in on that? That's the same picture we were looking at that has Jim's trailer in it.
Yeah, so his trailer
his trailer is right there. The grain truck is the other red arrow, and then the boots were found out in the desert there by that big pile of dirt.
Oh, go ahead.
And the thing that the family has made a very strong point of mentioning is that Dylan only at ever one time had one pair of boots. He would buy the same brand of boots. He would wear them until they wore out, and then he would buy a new pair of the same boots. So the fact that that his only pair of boots were found is something that the family found quite alarming, because they said he wasn't one to wear other shoes. There are pictures of him on Facebook wearing sneakers, but the fact that his work boots were just left out in the dirt, that's highly odd, especially if he'd gone there because it was going to rain. Mm-hmm. So why would he have left his work boots sitting in the middle of the desert with a drop of blood on them?
Mm-hmm. So that was what was confusing to me at first, is because I always thought the boots were at that place that was like 5 miles away.
You were thinking they were Dylan's trailer.
Yeah, no. Dylan's trailer.
Yes.
They were Hang on. Can you guys still hear me?
Mm-hmm.
They said the boots are 5 miles west of Dylan's camper, right?
Right. Which is where the grain shed is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The original reports made it sound like
Sound like,
it was Dylan's trailer they were found nearby.
yeah, that's what I
Gotcha.
thought. Because they were showing his truck, the trailer, and it made it sound like it was that. That's why I was confused. So, meaning, if I'd known that they were found like on this guy's freaking,
Right.
that,
Mhm.
then I would have been like, oh, well, duh.
Do we have the height of from what I see 4 potential suspects: Don, Kurt, who
Hmm.
gave the false report, Chase, and Brenner.
Right.
Do we know the height of any of those people?
Um,
Because clearly the seat was moved way up on the truck.
right.
Deb Cordy
One of
says, write these questions down.
um,
I am.
I'm trying to think now. I think Kurt is shorter. I think Kurt is like
Oh,
5'4", 5'8", or something.
thank
Um,
you, Derek.
I can't remember how tall Chase is. I can't. And Jim to me in the picture looked tall. Dylan was 5'10",
Glass,
I
glass.
think, and so it would have
Yeah,
been
he was
highly
5'10".
unlikely he ever would have moved his own seat up in his pickup truck to drive.
Yeah, he was
His
5'10".
mother is 5'2", and she said when
4'11".
she got 4'11".
Yeah.
So when she got in the truck to drive, she didn't have to adjust the seat at all. It had been moved up so far.
One sec,
Right.
one sec.
And to me, when a crime scene has been found, and
Oh, no.
I find it interesting how often a car seat is such a glaring, obvious thing that whoever committed a crime, they forget to move back. Because the same thing happened in the Tara Grinstead case that we had talked about a month or two ago. But that was one of the things, because she was very short, but her car seat had been moved all the way back, alluding
Yeah.
to the fact that someone
Yeah.
much taller had driven that car.
Just quickly, hold on. Gloss for got a gloss.
Oh, gloss for
Oh,
who?
Derek Farmer. Hey.
Yeah,
Oh,
Derek
thanks.
Farmer. Thank you, Derek.
Can't see me, but
Oh, I took it down and I said gloss, but then Adam was talking. I didn't want to cut him off.
Yeah.
Here, move me to the bottom so Deb can be seen.
No. You're leading
You could
this.
move
You're
yourself
good.
to the bottom, can't you?
You're leading this. Don't do that. I'll lose volume again. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
You didn't?
Can you hear me? Did I lose my
Yeah.
audio?
No. Wait, what?
You switched it.
Wait, where's Deb?
I
Where's Deb?
can't hear. I don't know where.
Oh, there.
Okay.
Look, I like that.
James is somewhere between 5'1" and 5'6". Is
Okay.
James.
Which so that's someone that would move a truck seat up to drive it. So, so the police have officially said that James is a suspect, and I believe it even in the court documents yesterday they said in the homicide investigation of Dylan Rounds. So, family, law enforcement, no one I don't think has high hopes for this being anything more than trying to bring Dylan home in whatever
Right.
remains there are of his. But no one knows. No one knows where he went. No one knows what happened. No one knows the motive. There's a lot of shady things in this little town. It's one of those things where the further you dig, the more Delphi things come out in it. Everyone's on meth.
Right. Doesn't matter where you go. It's just meth has just taken over, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, odd little things. Like one of the people that I don't know if Deb, you mentioned him in the suspect thing, but there's someone named oh gosh, not Kurt.
Don.
Not Don.
Chase. Those are the ones I had.
Don,
Don, Kurt, Chase, James.
Kurt. So Kurt had Kurt's brother, and I can't remember his name right now. There were 2 bar restaurants in town, one of which no longer served food and was open 1 day a week. And that's somewhere that Dylan would hang out with people in town.
Is that the Saddle Sore Saloon?
Yes, that's the Saddle. Okay. And then the other one's called the Cowboy something, which Dylan would go into town to eat Dylan did not have a stove in his trailer, and so the bar that no longer served food, he was friends with Kurt and his brother who owned the restaurant.
Troy.
Troy. That yes.
Yeah.
And so they would let him use the oven at the bar, and he would go there to make his frozen pizzas that he liked to eat a lot, which is still a 30-minute drive, which is interesting to me that, the kid would drive 30 minutes into town to cook a pizza.
Right. There, speaking of the Wadsworth brothers of Kurt and Troy, there's a rumor that Kurt, Troy, and this came from the private investigator who is kind of a jerk from what I've heard, and they fired him, right? So that Troy, Kurt, and Dylan were kind of like, had a little vigilante type group that would ride around and look for anyone who was stealing things off people's property or whatever. That was a rumor that the private investigator was tossing around.
Right.
So how many people in chat that know about this case? Do you guys think that there's some sexuality?
And we've not addressed that even.
Huh?
And we've not even addressed that aspect of it either. Yeah.
No, well, Cordy keeps asking you.
So it's unclear as far as this seemed to be the bone. This seemed to be what kind of drove the wedge between the private investigator that the family hired. And when I say when the family hired him, Dylan's parents were divorced. So Dylan's mother, who's Candace, is one side of his family. Dylan's father, whose name I think is JD or something like that, JD's family and uncle or something like that, they hired this private investigator. The private investigator came out very, very publicly on every YouTube channel he could get on and talked about Dylan's sexuality and that Dylan is gay and that he was in a relationship with Kurt, who is the friend who lived in town, whose brother owned the restaurant. The only odd part about this is that Dylan was 19 years old and Kurt is 60.
Yeah.
Wow.
So does the whole sexuality thing have anything to do with anything?
Kurt Wadsworth, right?
Yes. It shouldn't have anything to do with it unless it was part of the motive. But it doesn't seem like Dylan's family either knew about the sexuality aspect, and if they did,
thanks, subscriber.
It doesn't sound like they were comfortable with it because they're extremely LDS.
Yeah, and when I listened today to the mom being interviewed, she was very much denying that was true at all.
Yes. And Kurt is denying he's gay.
Right, but she also in the interview asked if he had any girlfriends, and she said no, he didn't care anything about that. He was just concerned about his farm.
Right.
That's correct.
Kurt's very own son has actually come out too, though, and said that his dad is gay. There's even rumors about Kurt, there being pictures of him wearing dresses, which, could be as innocent as, a guy trying to be silly to make people laugh, or it could mean he dresses up in women's clothing. I don't think that matters, but it's become an aspect of this case.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, keep in mind this is a very small, rural, very conservative area. So the whole sexuality aspect could have nothing to do with it, or it could have everything to do with it.
Chris just asked, how did Dylan's family describe his mental health at the time? They said that he was perfectly happy and content and couldn't wait to see his crops all, come in.
Right.
So I don't think that he did anything to himself.
Yeah, he had been working on getting his first crop out for 3 years. He had just harvested his first crop, which was a type of alfalfa, I believe. I can't remember the name of it. And he was getting ready to plant his second harvest, which was the grain in the back of the truck that he was moving to protect the seeds from. That's another reason the family says there's no way in the world Dylan would have left the area voluntarily. because he had spent 3 years of his life, his entire passion was getting this farm off the ground. And anyone that farms knows you don't walk away from your crops when there's that kind of vulnerability and you're that close to getting the first results of what you want.
Right.
Because you walk away from that, there's all your money gone.
Right. Cordy says, do you think Kurt is involved? I find it suspicious that Kurt called in a false, and maybe it wasn't false.
It was not false. So, are you referring to where he called and had them search the person? He said he'd been kidnapped. So,
right.
So a psychic contacted Kurt and told him that this is what they had been told, and Kurt called Candace, which is Dylan's mother, and told her the information the psychic told him.
Okay.
And and the police then went and searched this house from the information the psychic gave.
Gotcha. Sonny, why did you do that?
What did I do?
You psychic you.
Oh, so, I know. You're welcome.
So why the psychic contacted Kurt and said this, I don't know. And why Kurt felt the need to then, I think he was just relaying the information.
Yeah.
And Kurt has denied having any relationship with Dylan, but for some reason, it seems to be well established that they were good friends and that Dylan would stay in one of Kurt's trailers quite a bit. But it is just speculation. I've not seen any actual proof that they were in a relationship.
Right. I feel like with the information that we have now, I feel like I'm leaning towards Brenner, because the police have said they have, through investigation and forensics, it sounded like maybe the forensics they were describing might have been like phones pinging in an area.
Right.
Do we know what psychic said that? Sorry, Deb.
No.
Cordy's asking.
No. It is the name is out there. I just don't know it. Because this one thing, kind of like the Summer Wells case, pretty much everyone in this case has done interviews on YouTube. Kurt has done interviews. Chase, I believe, has now done interviews. The PI, Jim, has been all over doing interviews.
Yeah.
And he's worked in other cases before. I think he's worked in Summer Wells. And he has kind of a reputation, I believe, for being
a jerk.
Or I was gonna say cocky. I don't know. I don't know anything about him really personally, but
do you think it was Donna Serafina?
Probably.
The family does seem to be very uncomfortable though with any mention of his son possibly being gay.
So we know that because he told his grandma he was getting ready to take the truck over to that shed, where Brenner was. But what was the process? If that was 5 miles away, if he took the truck over there, how did he usually get back?
And then I'm not sure about, because I wasn't sure, because when it says grain truck, I would assume then he would have had to have left, so I don't know if then he had so I think the grain truck is separate than his truck. The truck that had been power washed is not the grain truck.
So maybe he left his truck there for when he...
That's kind of what I was thinking. He would drive one there, leave the other, and then drive the other back. But, I mean, you could walk 5 miles. I mean, the average person can walk 4 miles an hour. So it wouldn't be ideal, but I guess you could walk.
Now, Anna says one of the Wadsworth brothers allegedly kept women restrained in a shed in Montello.
Which is why they searched when that part that we read earlier. which is why they went and searched those underground bunker sheds, and there were odd things out there. Like people had underground sheds and bunkers.
Oh, Cynthia says Dylan would walk the miles back.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's also all around this area is government land where they do a lot of air missile testing and things like that, I believe, for Air Force or Marines.
Can I just say this one? It says, she said Donna reading shows him buried, so meaning Donna Serafina shows him. So she said above that, and Donna did talk to Kurt, which means Donna Serafina. Donna's reading shows him buried not too far away. My thing was this: the mother had said that that whole area has been scoured. Don't like meaning you would know if dirt had been turned over.
Right.
You know, you meaning of course you would know if dirt would be turned over, correct? Unless, but the thing is that kind of like anyone in their forte, they would know kind of what to do because
Right.
that's the way that they live. So, you know, it's like a hunter hunting, right? It's like this is their forte of how they live. So I'm sure that they have certain things that they know or do or techniques or whatever. Who knows? But in my head, I just think, well, the ground would be turned over, so people would obviously know if new ground had been
Yes.
turned over.
And they did also search some burn pits and trash piles out there. And I read somewhere that they were using drones in part of the searches that could do like almost like an MRI scan of the ground surface that would show certain things underneath the ground. If that makes sense.
Are there any grain silos on the property?
Not Dylan's. No, that's why. I mean, there was the only.
Okay.
He literally just was kind of had his trailer out there just getting this up, which is why he had to drive 5 miles to store the truck in this shed because it was the nearest covered surface that someone would let him park the truck in.
You guys, I'm going to get a glass of water. Just sorry,
Okay.
Yeah, be right back.
And the other thing that
water, she means wine.
Yeah. The other thing that makes me think about Brenner, and I guess you could look at it two ways. He could just be like the whole Ron Logan thing where he was making up an alibi because he knew he'd been in trouble and they could probably question him for it. But the fact that he had taken like 4 days after Dylan's went missing, he took a bunch of his guns over to a friend named DH with the initials DH. And he left them there and said, last time I was in trouble with the law, they took my firearms and I don't want to lose these. And they were muzzle loading firearms. And law enforcement did find black powder, like muzzle loading gunpowder in his house, but no guns when they searched. There was also like a rifle. Were you going to talk about that, Adam?
I think, well, we mentioned the rifle. Now, I've heard conflicting reports. Dylan had a pistol, and I've heard conflicting reports that the pistol was recovered, and then I've heard it wasn't recovered.
Yeah, this was a rifle that Brenner also had, and he gave it to DH. DH did not tell law enforcement initially that he had it because it had belonged to the guy that owned the property.
Yes, who's a debt from.
And they owed him, and he owed him a debt, so he kept it thinking, it was payment on debt. But he did eventually tell them about it.
Right.
So why would he be, running over there to get his guns because he knew at some point he was going to get in trouble? Is it because he's guilty or because he knew something had happened and because he was a felon, they would look at him?
Right. And, and it's always interesting when you hear things like they had they parted ways and no longer work together, so it's like, could it be something as simple as that, it's not an area where there's a lot of jobs. And so if you're working for someone and you have a falling out and you're no longer employed by them.
Was that Brenner or was that Don?
Both. Brenner had worked for, and Brenner was a good friend of Dylan's.
Okay.
Dylan had also just recently been given I think it was like $60,000, something. It was some sort of advance to buy farm equipment with. And there had been speculation that he had been kind of bragging about it or talking about it around town. So there's another possible motive.
Is that money missing?
A 19-year-old kid that lives, the family says the money is not missing.
Okay.
But it is a possible motive that if you've got a 19-year-old kid living in a very isolated area by himself, um, and you're surrounded by people that all do meth. We all know that people that do meth will do anything to get meth. And if they know someone's got a lot of money, it could have been something as simple as a robbery gone wrong.
Right. Anna says there was an excavator that was digging a pond at Dylan's property. Excavators can dig deep holes in minutes, and washes nearby are prone to flash floods that could erase the digging. But wouldn't there be tracks of that excavator going to the area?
Well, it also had conveniently rained the day after, which is why they followed those tire tracks in the helicopter at that one point, and then it turned out to have been a searcher.
Okay.
But and the reason they knew they had power washed the truck was because they could see the power wash streak marks on the sides of it. But Kurt said that Dylan himself did that. So, and that's another thing is with Kurt saying he wasn't in a relationship with Dylan and saying, he never would have been friends with him if he'd known Dylan was gay. Even though everyone
who said
says
that? Who said
Kurt.
that? Oh.
Kurt, who also says he's married to several women overseas, but his own son says he's gay. He seems to know a lot of things you wouldn't think you would know if you're not friends with someone. Like that. How did he know Dylan power washed the truck?
Yeah.
Also going back to the car ride with Chase, that Dylan told his mom he saw the guy was barefoot, but didn't say he gave her a ride. Candace has come out since and said she thinks it was just the son not wanting to worry his mom by telling him he gave this drug addict a ride. Kurt knew a lot of information about that for someone that wasn't there. So that's all speculated that Dylan then had told him about all of this.
Okay, what's this in the chat about hat?
And Dylan and Chase, Chase and Kurt were apparently some sort of enemies.
Dylan and, I'm sorry, say that again?
Kurt and Chase.
Kurt, the one who's the 60-year-old that was alleged to be in a relationship of some sort with Dylan. His sworn enemy apparently is the Chase Vester guy that Dylan had given a ride to that was barefoot 20 miles away from anywhere, which and I'm like, bleeding. How did he get 20 miles away from nowhere with no shoes?
But and he was bloody, right? He was bloody. Yep.
Yeah. He says that he had shoes on. So, and then he was seen the next day or later that night, 200 miles away from the area, which is why he was saying he's cleared of, he has an alibi. But again, no one knows exactly when Dylan went missing. So all we know is he talked to his grandma at 6 a.m. and his phone pinged on the farm at 3 p.m. And his phone is missing.
I keep seeing Grace Abounds saying something about somebody was wearing his hat. You don't wear another man's hat. Super suspicious.
Right. Apparently James was seen wearing Dylan's hat.
Oh,
I don't know the details on that, though.
Yeah.
But, again, I think it was a John Deere hat, and I can't imagine that would be super uncommon.
Right.
It was actually Ron Logan's hat. Sonny, it had a dent right there.
It had a dent in it?
Right there.
That was suspicious.
Yeah.
Thank God there are no bridges in this area.
Right?
Right.
I'm sure I'd figure that one out too.
So it's just one of those cases where you've got like a whole crew of people that are unsavory, things that don't make sense, and we have no answers. And a 19-year-old boy, and there's no there's no reason, there's nothing to point to the fact that Dylan used drugs. He seemed to be very, very focused on the farm and getting his dream off the ground.
Right.
So I've never once heard anyone say that he did drugs.
Doesn't make
everyone around him did them.
Yeah. I remember hearing that the mom was really, it's kind of like Delphi, the mom was really frustrated too because she felt like the two counties were not working together and that there was, conflict between them and not sharing information and cooperating with each other.
Well, they didn't test the shoes for like 2 weeks. I don't think they tested. I don't think they processed the truck for like 2 weeks. Like,
Well, testing the shoes would have had to gone to a lab, and there may have been other items that needed to be tested from other crimes ahead
I
of
don't
it.
think they, but I don't even think they collected them.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I think the family found them when they went on that Monday, and they never even came to get the shoes for like 2 weeks.
Wow. Qwerty says he also read that Montello is 80% male with only 20% female.
Yes, right. Which, to be fair, that's still only like 35, 15.
Yeah.
And then most of them, I'm sure, aren't related too close.
Oh, okay, so hold on 1 second, actually. I want to show something, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So, so Qwerty, I did message Candace, and I did ask her if she wanted to come on the live or come on a live for an hour. Unfortunately, she declined. She said she's exhausted and she's just stopping doing it. Who knows? But she just said that she's exhausted, and I'm sure she's been going around and around and around. You know what? The sad part about this all is that right now they're on the search for Dylan.
Yeah.
And once it hits home, once it all fades away in a sense and kicks home, and all the news media coverage, once they find him, perhaps if they do, then we all know that that's going to dissipate, and then she has to deal with her true feelings. Then it's all going to really kick in, and that's the sad part about that. Is that right? You know how you have to go through certain stages of things, and
Yes.
Unfortunately, she's had to, the family has had to, like I said, keep going, keep searching. And then at some point, hopefully they'll find him. And then life starts to really kick in. And I just, that's what, but just so you know, Qwerty, I spoke to her. So I just wanted to show you, but I did say, like, is there something that, you would like, to say about something Dylan said or something that you said to Dylan? It was kind of that thing that I just got in thinking of you, or just so that I could say, hey, Qwerty, like, I tried for you. Okay, dude. And, maybe
Right.
at another point, who knows, but
Right.
because I do have her on Messenger. So I just,
Right.
I know what she's been, but anyways, so
Callie said, Candace has made it clear she hates YouTubers and all YouTubers are looking for are clicks, said it at Friday's courthouse interview. I was looking for that courthouse interview because I wanted to play it, but I couldn't find it just now when I was looking. She did say that, but I have to say, and I'm not saying anything negative against the mother of Dylan. I think she's gotten enough criticism for, some of the stuff she's done and said, but if it weren't for YouTubers, no one would in the country and world would know who Dylan Rounds is.
yeah,
Because this is a
you
case
hear it on the
that
news. And
it's not been on my local news, but
right.
but it's one of those cases that it got grabbed onto really early by YouTubers because of the PI, and it's been spread all over YouTube, and it's pushed the story out. So for Candace to criticize YouTubers, that's fair, but the story would not have gotten the attention it got without YouTube.
Absolutely. And you know what? And again, I know that people, when they're in the midst of things, I mean,
And
right,
she's gone from every YouTube.
yeah. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I know that my ego kicked in the way there because she was going to come on and then she just ignored me. And then she went on to Duty Ron, which I love Duty Ron. So whatever. But I literally let her know that. I just said, I know you
Right.
bumped me for Duty Ron. That's all good because I want to do two things. I want to ask if you would like to come on an hour live, and because I was asking for you. And the second thing was, no matter what, I'm still going to put together a tribute video. Okay. So, regardless, I'm going to make Candace and whoever else, but the family for Candace, I told her I'm going to put together a nice tribute video. Hope you don't mind if I take some pictures from your Facebook. And you know what? Like, I like to do that. Yeah. Because it's just something that I feel that if a family member has a maybe something or a little piece of something put together that's kind of done up with a beautiful little song or a little beautiful pictures of them, then hey, if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. I just do it from my heart to say, here, I'm so sorry
Right.
that this is happening to you. So Candace said, well, you can see that right there. Dylan has this crooked smile and always wore his hat a little crooked. It's a way he is when he is laughing and talking with people. You can quote me on that. And that was from Candace Cooley. So that's exactly what I did. Was just put a quote on there. Again, Cordy, you're welcome. But in saying that, like I said, you've put a lot of money into this channel recently, and over the course of the last, I don't know, 2 months or something like that. And then, like I said, giving back in memberships, with some of the money that you're giving back to us. And it's just right to give back to, like, with Kelsey there, and put the people that donated, put their names and do a little video up for, right, that had your guys' names on. But this one was a special one for Cordy because, I mean, honestly, it was just, what, it was ridiculous how much money he put out that other day or whatever. It was appreciated so much, obviously. So it was just kind of like, here, what, let's do something back for you, because it's all about the act of giving, regardless, right?
Right.
Whether it's to
Right.
you or to or right, or to others, or appreciation to subscribers, to whichever. Along the way, we will always, but I'm usually the creator of it, of doing certain videos, of course, to always thank people that are just loyal and loving and caring people.
Right.
Um,
And I selfishly was excited that that was Corey's request, because I've been wanting, I've been wanting to
Yeah.
do a Dylan Round show.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard sometimes because
you know,
not everyone in the channel is gonna have focused on it. Not everyone's
Yeah.
gonna know about it, and not everyone's gonna care. So
And I
I
go ahead.
no. Let
Go
me
ahead.
just ask this, Gonzo. Do you have time today to come on for a few minutes? I didn't know you were going to be in here. I really just want to hear your voice, bud. Do you have time to come on just for like 5 minutes at all? Just let me know in the chat. Okay. You know how much I love you, but it's just kind of like, all of a sudden I'll see Gonzo and be like, shit, I need to message him. I
right,
want him to come on alive. I mean, he knows how much I appreciate him and everything he is as a person. But
right.
if you have time, Gonzo, just let me know for a couple of minutes. I just want to hear your voice, you know.
My overall feeling on this case is that it's probably in the very, very final stages of getting resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that for I don't think law enforcement would come out and publicly name James Brenner a person, the suspect,
Right.
without some sort of concrete evidence. They may even have a they may even have some sort of confession.
Mm-hmm.
They've not. And then they asked everyone to stop doing searches, which to me thinks they may have an idea of where he is or what happened, and now they just need to go out and find him.
Yeah.
I mean, Candace, his mother herself, has said that she does not look at this as anything other than her son's body being returned to them at this point. Um, and just on a personal level, I want to say, you know, Candace has gotten a lot of criticism because of how conservative she is, how closed off she's been kind of with some of her religious beliefs, and how she's kind of treated the subject of Dylan possibly being gay. And I feel like that's unfair to criticize her for, because whatever decision she made as a mother, um, I can't imagine, my heart breaks for the fact that if she didn't know, she not only now has to mourn a son that she may never see again, but she
Yeah.
also has to realize that, there was a part of him that she never knew, and she
Yeah.
never was given the choice on how to handle.
Right.
And
Not
I
that
don't feel
she,
like it's
not that,
fair to
yeah.
criticize her for her religious beliefs
And
when
not
she
that
may
she
not
wouldn't
have
have,
given the chance.
not that she wouldn't have loved and accepted her son no matter
Right,
what, but you just, it's someone different than maybe she thought her son was. So she
right,
has to come to terms with
right.
that. Yeah.
And she may not, she may have disowned, she could have, but she's never going to be able to, so not only does she have to mourn her son, but she has to mourn someone she didn't fully know.
Yeah.
And that to me is even more heartbreaking. So I don't want people to criticize her.
Right.
But what do you two think as far as, like, do you think it's almost over? Do you think that this case is going to be solved soon?
Yeah. I think because of what the police said and the way they positioned it, I had it written down. I was trying to look, see if I could find it, that it looks like they believe he is the person.
Right. I'm curious to how if Chase is really connected, how that it fits in together. But
Mm-hmm.
I do sadly think that probably has to do with these being not meth being the motive, but that these being some meth heads that might have done something stupid to this kid for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to God it's not because he was gay.
Yeah. So I'm just curious. So how many people in chat? One, if you think he's gay, just off the top of your head, even if you don't know the case, just by your gut feeling. One, if you think he is. Two, if you don't. I'm just curious what people's thoughts are, just regardless. Just go with your gut. And Gonzo, perfect. I'm gonna hold you down to that. I love you, buddy. He's my buddy. It's because of him. It's because of him. The whole Delphi.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Feeling different in life in general is
Oh,
difficult,
I
but
lied.
feeling difficult or feeling different in a area like Dylan lived in the lifestyle that Dylan had, it that's a whole different level of hard to
She,
imagine what that life would be like to feel that
yeah,
way.
I think he probably was, and not out of the closet yet, obviously.
Right,
Cindy.
You know, a 19-year-old boy that's not had any girlfriends,
right.
you
And
know.
It's what
extremely more from very conservative Mormon.
Right.
it's 1 second, Cindy. It's not a matter of if it doesn't matter. The point was, is I guess I should have said this probably better. Do do you think that him being gay, if he is, had anything to do with the murder,
Right.
if he was murdered or
Yeah.
not? That's
Yeah.
That's
what
right.
it.
Yeah,
I knew
because
that.
I
Yeah.
don't think it matters either.
It only
It
matters.
doesn't
So
matter
it
that
only
way.
matters.
It's
It
a
only
matter of
matters
if
if
that had any part, like
right,
kind of like with Ray Hanish. Like, was
right.
he targeted because he was gay, or was it
It
just
only
because they wanted
matters
to
if
rob
it if
somebody?
yeah. It only matters if it was part of the motive.
Right.
You know what, Gonzo? Just to quickly, so Gonzo, I'm sure you've been down in that area, haven't you? Because you're saying that the area is dynamic, wild all over there. It's harsh. Gonzo, just to ask you, just an opinion, where do you think, if anywhere, where do you think that Dylan would be found? Utah, Las Vegas? Do you think he would be found like in a 10-mile radius? 100, like kind of like I kind of think of the Suzanne Morphew case, right? Is she 5 miles away? Is she near where she lived? Because Gonzo's always boots on the ground all over. Um, so I was pretty sure he probably might have, swept by over on this one. Mhm.
Yeah, and Boston, we don't know that. We don't know. I mean, that's not. I mean, that's no one knows that. I'm
Oh,
just
okay, Cindy.
Yeah.
and I don't think it's a hate crime, but it's always have to think of that as a. I mean, it always has to be a possibility. Especially when you're in a small town like that. Because look at what's his name Matthew Shepard, who in Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Joey Shabadoo has a good point. And as I think through it, he says that Dylan could be on the spectrum, going by his restrictive behaviors and going off on his own. One of those behaviors certainly could be the fact that he only has one pair of shoes at a time, orders the same thing over and over, very,
Right.
focused on that, the farming exclusively. It's
Right. And
possible.
it was always said that he was not interested in a lot of things that kids his age were. He was older than his age. He was
Mm-hmm.
always very like focused on things, um, like
Yeah.
the farming. Like he got fixated on it, and you do see that with Asperger's, especially. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not a doctor, so I'm not going to diagnose, but that has been said as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, yeah, and Derek, and like when I said that about it's hard for me to excuse any parent that doesn't, accept their child. I'm just going off the information that we have at
Mm-hmm.
this point, and we don't know that she knew, and if she
I
didn't
just,
know,
yeah,
then I feel like that's an extra layer of sadness to this because it's something she's gonna
this,
have to deal
yeah,
with no
this
resolution.
reminds me of Delphi, don't you think, though? Where
Yeah.
Anna doesn't know this and she doesn't know that because there's so many things. I'm sure probably if he was, let's just say, I'm sure he didn't want to tell his parents, perhaps. He seems to me, I don't know why, I'm just kind of getting him as this more meeker personality.
Right.
That's,
And he
you
did, and
know,
he lived, and he moved 5 hours away from his parents. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there was, definitely, granted,
Yeah.
the grandparents gave him the land, but you know, he left at 16. So, but like you said, Sonny, I agree with that. And there's things that everyone I think doesn't know about their kids. I mean,
Right.
look at Ophelia, the TikTok person whose son was just killed. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that her son
Right.
was involved in some of the stuff that he was.
Right.
You can be really, really close to your child and not know.
yes, exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
Becky Patty didn't
Right.
know the social media aspect of
Yeah.
Libby,
Thanks,
and
Gonzo.
they were a very
Right.
close family.
Right.
Gonzo says, yes, I have, and it's really rough area for a fellow that might be trying to step out, or maybe trying to step out. I feel he would be found within 30 miles away. Matthew Shepard case hit different for me because it was my backyard,
I've been to, yeah. I got stuck in Laramie. I got stuck by myself in Laramie, Wyoming once. That was an interesting evening, being alone, like in 28-year-old gay kid, and I was like, oh, this is the town Matthew Shepard was murdered in. let,
Mm,
let me go eat at a restaurant.
right. I think that's the mother. It's kind of when that Pinkerton guy, when I lived in Coquitlam, and then that Pinkerton guy that they kept finding bodies all in his backyard. He was a pig farmer. And they've kept finding bodies all in this backyard, and then they found more, and they literally had to tear down new homes, like new homes that people lived in that were built, so that they could dig up the rest of some like bodies that they knew were underneath there. It was crazy. It was like
Yeah.
in your own backyard, like type of thing. It was crazy.
Yeah. Support what Stepha said. So Ophelia's son murder was not, no. As far as I'm certain, it was not random, right?
It
It was
wasn't random. He was
it
there
was a
to
drug
deal.
deal.
He was there to deal drugs. She did not know that he was doing
Right.
that. I think it was
Um,
marijuana, but I'm not sure.
yeah, I think so.
Um,
Um,
yeah.
and as far as small towns, like I think who said that there, Derek
Which
Farmer
one?
said isolated towns usually really live in their reality. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, I'm 40 years old, and I grew up in a town with 500 people, and to this day, to my knowledge, I'm still the only person from my hometown that has ever been out an openly gay person.
Really?
So, yeah, it's a different world when you grow up in a small rural town that's far away from a lot of other places. Trust me, I wasn't the only gay person,
Yeah.
but I was the only
From when I was younger, this world has come a
openly.
long way.
Yeah,
Because you
it's
just.
and it's geographic too different. I mean, if you
Uh-huh.
grow up, Indiana is a lot like Illinois and Southern Illinois in some ways. Like I can see growing up in outside of like in Delphi or one of those areas being similar to like where I grew up. you
Really?
wouldn't have the people embrace you like they would maybe even in Indianapolis. But
Oh, so does anyone else have anything out there? Does anybody want to come on the live with us? If you feel like Anna, did you want to come on, or is there somebody out there that has followed this case and has anything to say at all? Just let us know, okay? We could take a drop in here.
yeah, or if there's anything that we've gotten wrong or you think that we've misstated, we're not experts on this case, so feel free to come in if you have information that you'd like to share.
Yeah. So I sent this picture to his mom. I just I didn't make it the thing. I just wanted to, without the live Sunday thing on it though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to take some of his pictures and
Did you
just
have
kind
Cordy's name on it?
pardon, no. Or did I? Actually, did I? Let me go take a look.
She's probably like, who's Cordy?
I don't think so. Let's see. Now you got me wondering what I did there. Let's see. Any takers?
I would like to have a conversation with Candace, like privately,
Yeah.
but
well,
she's going through a lot, right?
Yeah.
She's going through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe once it dies down a bit for her. Eh?
Yeah, I mean, you can see it in that woman's face.
Oh no!
Does anyone have a link to the interview she did outside of the courthouse yesterday or Friday?
Yeah. Does anybody have a link for that?
I sent you one news article in our chat, Sunny. But
oh, did you?
Yeah, it was just a little update from 2 days ago. But
okay, hold on. I just want to show this. This is what the one I sent her actually. Okay, no, it wasn't that picture that I just showed on the screen. This is it. Share. That would help. Yeah, so I put the little quote that she did.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Just grabbed a nice little
cute kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a handsome boy. Yeah.
And what a hard worker. I mean, you don't see 19-year-olds with that kind of determination and drive, and that's not an easy life to choose for yourself to be a farmer.
Right.
Not when you don't have a silver spoon.
Yeah.
And I know he was given the land from his grandparents, but
Thanks, Callie. Yeah. I know. For such a small little area, he'll be found soon.
Yeah, I feel like it.
My gut says soon, like within the next month.
What there is to find.
Huh?
Depending on what there is to find.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Because element-wise, after a month and a half, this time of year in that area, he'd be skeleton.
Right.
Skeletal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which I don't mean to be morbid, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, I'm actually mad when I look at this, that he was just living his life,
Yeah.
I mean, I know we don't know what all went on. It's pure speculation because there could be a lot of skeletons perhaps behind this all. Who knows? But it's just to see that's that someone takes another person's life. That's what I don't understand. How do you carry it so far to take another person's life, knowing that if you get caught taking that life, you're in prison for many chunk of years.
Right.
And I just don't understand. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
And I just don't get why people put themselves in those positions. I know that if in a perfect world, none of this would happen, but it just amazes me to me how many people like Garrett Kurtz, like Ashley, whoever killed Dylan Rounds here, or Maya Miletti's husband, Suzanne Morphew, it just amazes me. All these people just think that they can get away with it, and some of them do. sadly.
And their reasons, and none of their reasons are good. Like, what was Garrett Kerr's reason for either one of those murders?
Yeah,
Right.
he said that Nicole was gonna turn information over about him doing drugs, but that doesn't even make sense because
Right?
she did drugs with them.
That's what, yeah. So I'm like, that's your motive? Or it's like,
Yeah.
Chris Watts, oh,
They were literally doing
your wife,
drugs that day.
Yeah.
like, Chris Watts, oh, you got a girlfriend, so, oh, you're going to murder your children?
Right? I
Like,
know.
there's,
That one's just crazy in itself. Right.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, if you're gonna cheat, divorce. But no. You take it kind of like what Chris Mathis says, but you gotta take it to the next level. Instead of just this happening, it had to go to this level.
Right. And
And
that's the
yeah,
sad thing, like this Dylan thing is, whatever the motive was, it wasn't. It was stupid. Because if
Yeah.
it was the money, that's stupid. If it was a revenge, over like a fight, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, I mean,
And the man
I'm just gonna show this quick clip, Adam, that you sent. Unless
like
somebody
if Becky or Mike Patty got their hands on BG, I could understand them murdering him.
Yeah.
That would be a justified murder.
or close, within an inch of his life. Or their lives, one of the two.
But it's like the person that cuts someone off in traffic and then gets shot.
Courtney,
Like, that's
she
the
was
reason.
on Zav's channel today. Courtney, let's hold on. What's Courtney saying? I can't spell the lady's name, but she filmed all of the courthouse interviews and said it was free use. Gwendolyn or something.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you look up that. And
Oliver.
I'm just gonna stop screen share.
Are you gonna play that news article?
I'll just do it because it's only a 2-minute one, so we'll just play that.
James is a suspect in the disappearance of 19-year-old Dylan Rounds was in court today. James Brenner's appearance didn't have anything to do with the teen's disappearance, though. But prosecutors took the opportunity to show what kind of person Brenner is, and what for every person there's a family, and for them that search continues. Here's ABC4's Marcos Ortiz with tonight's Missing in Utah.
There was no mention of James Brenner being a suspect in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. He appeared shackled, said very little except not guilty to the firearms violations. But prosecutors say this man is dangerous.
He was either squatting on Dylan's property or the property adjacent to Dylan's. And he had no right to be there.
According to Dylan Rounds' mother, James Brenner often helped her son at his farm. In fact, she said Dylan's boots were found near where Brenner was staying on her son's property. He's now the main suspect in Dylan's disappearance, and there's a $100,000 reward offered for Dylan's whereabouts. But his mother says no one's come forward, and that speaks volumes.
If you offer somebody $100,000, because we've gotten nothing.
So the key may be to break Brenner down.
Correct.
He has the answers.
He has the answers.
Brenner appeared in federal court where he's facing firearms violations. He's a convicted felon with a violent past, according to federal prosecutors.
Oh, he has a lengthy history of violence. He likes to shoot at people. He has a history of shooting at people. And despite the fact of being convicted of those offenses, he continues to carry firearms.
The prosecutor claimed he served time for attempted murder and failed to appear in Box Elder Court for allegedly beating up a man last year. After hearing of his criminal past, Dylan's mother is even more convinced Brenner isn't just a suspect.
I think he snapped. Especially hearing more of what I hear in court.
James Brenner was taken back into custody. His bail was denied. He's currently being housed in the Weber County Jail. He'll be back in court Monday in Box Elder County, where he faces more gun violations. For Missing in Utah, Marcus Ortiz, ABC4 News.
Go. And did you find anything there, Adam?
No, I did. I can't find the interview for some reason.
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure what It should have been like the most recent things, but I mean, it's not like groundbreaking or anything. She just talks about, you know, kind of how resolute she is in the fact that she's just trying to find her son now.
Right.
Teresa says that Brenner beat a 70-year-old man attempted murder long ago and has been in trouble ever since.
Yeah, actually, let me just.
Over here, I did find it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's sent.
Yeah, I see it.
A suspect in the
Hold on.
That was loud.
No. Yeah, well, I clicked on the link and it opened up right away. I was just trying to get it ready. Just one sec.
Yeah, and half the guys in this case could be BG as well. They all look like that kind of guy that.
Yeah, right. Okay, share, and let me mute my mic for a second.
And I've not listened to this, so if it's not, I don't know if it's got other stuff with it or not. So.
Parents of Dylan Rounds making an appearance in court today. 58-year-old James Brenner arraigned this afternoon on unrelated gun charges. Box Elder County Sheriff's Office says Brenner was Rounds' nearest neighbor. Dylan's mom says the family knows Brenner, who at one point lived in a trailer on their property, helping Dylan with some farm work.
Jim Brenner, chief suspect in the Dylan Rounds case, is to be held without bail. Trial date tentatively set for September the 12th. This is Glorin Dellen, I think her YouTube name is. Glorin Dellen. Brilliant. She's been my court reporter, so to speak, who's been to the hearings for James Brenner and Chase Venstra. I'm going to share the raw footage here from Candice Cooley. This is on Glorin Dellen's YouTube channel. She's given me permission here to share the footage, so I'm going to share it. I'm going to clip out a little bit where it's really windy, where they just kind of move around, but the whole thing is on Glorin Dellen's YouTube. I've just gone and subscribed over there, so hopefully she'll get some new subs for doing this, and I hope people will subscribe because this is really important to get out. Anybody's got permission to use this footage as well on their YouTube channels from mine. Just get this out that Jim Brenner is the one that everyone is focused on, the FBI are focused on, and perhaps we can lay to rest some of the other theories that are out there about what might have happened to Dylan or who might have done something bad to Dylan. I think all eyes are on Jim Brenner and Chase maybe as well. We don't know, but definitely Jim. I've been saying this for a few days now, but yeah, here it is.
Good to see him in shackles. I mean, you know, he's detained and they're going to keep the heat on him, so that's a relief knowing he's not going to get out. They are holding him, so that's.
What'd you make of his criminal history when you heard it?
I didn't really know it, to be honest, because it wasn't around here, and it is an extreme, violent, explosive history, and it's a long span. I mean, they tried to make his argument that there was some really bad charge back in 1986, and it was over 30 years ago, but then it just continues on every 5, 10 years, 15 years. He completes his sentence and is given for a little bit, and then he's right back to the same behavior.
And then, was that your first time seeing him? And if so,
No.
What was it like seeing him in there?
It honestly, it was a little bit of weight lifted off my shoulders, just knowing, you know, I mean, I knew, but the confirmation that, you know, seeing him having to, you know, I mean, he's not charged with anything with Dylan right now, but, you know, he's going to stay detained, so we can continue working on that and finding out.
Do you think he knows what happened to your son?
I do. Yep.
Knowing what you just learned today and that your family, I mean, you guys know James.
Not friends or nothing, but acquaintances. Yeah.
Did you ever meet him before?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're saying? What was he doing with Dylan? I mean, was he working?
working for?
He's just helping off and on. He'd help doing hay out in Arco. He'd help him put together his pivot. Just day work is basically how you could explain it. Out in those small communities, everybody kind of sticks together, and when somebody needs help, everybody pulls together and helps.
Did you recall any conversations with Dylan in terms of what James Brenner was like? Did he show any aggression like that?
No, he just said he was a crazy old man lived out in the desert. And that's what you'd expect from any 17-year-old kid at that time when you find somebody living out in the middle of the desert. But nothing that would have ever raised any alarm.
Now explain where his boots were found and where James was squatting.
So his boots were found right almost directly behind James's trailer, probably about 150 yards behind that dirt mound. That dirt mound was right behind where James's trailer was.
Now you were out there, weren't you?
Yeah. Justin and I were there. We looked at the boots behind the dirt pile when they were first found.
And those boots, when you saw them, were they like buried or were they just left there?
No, they were just looked like somebody tossed them out. Just tossed out boots, just thrown out. Didn't look like they'd been there more than a couple days, if that.
What do you think's happened to Dylan?
I think James did something to him. I think he snapped. Especially hearing more of what I hear in court and how that's kind of been how some of his charges have been. I think he snapped at Dylan and he did something to it. And, he spent a whole weekend before we got out there covering it up.
We talk about just the mixed emotions that this probably brings, seeing someone in shackles, like you said, but then also knowing that.
Yeah, it's kind of, you don't want him in shackles. As a parent, you want to go find him yourself. So it's probably a good thing he's in shackles. It's mixed feeling until we know it's hard. I mean, we have emotion, but we need to know. Then we can move forward.
Confident with the work, talks to their authorities, and
I am. I'm confident at the approach they're taking and the direction they're going. So,
what did they tell you? What did they say? Because yesterday they mentioned that it was a suspect, and they say this guy just need to tie up loose ends.
Pretty much. I mean, that's what I'm gathering from being a suspect. This is just some physical.
Hold on.
I know, right?
So what's Box Elder telling you about this guy? Are you convinced? Are they telling you that he's the guy?
They're telling us the same thing they're telling everybody else in their press releases, is that he's the suspect. He's the main suspect, but I think all the other cards are holding close for reasons that we can all understand. I don't know. I do know some that media doesn't know, but honestly, it's not a lot. But from the day one this began, got the feeling was Jim had something to do with it, and just everything got crazy. And then as we progressed, everything's led us right back to where Dylan parked that green truck and his boots were found. Everything's taken us right back to day one.
And that's where James also.
Correct. That's where he squats. Yes.
Are you hearing that when I speak to Box Elder, they're saying not any closer to actually knowing where Dylan is? Is that what you're hearing?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't spoken to Box Elder directly probably for 2 weeks. I've been in contact with the FBI, but I get a daily update on an email, but I have not actually had a phone call or.
Can you share their update tonight then?
I don't. It's probably on my email, on my phone, but it's all the updates been on is the search party, where they've searched and continue looking. So I don't have anything from them.
Are they searching now?
They have deputies out there still browsing around, but we really need a direction. Even they need a direction. We can't just stay out there in the middle of the desert.
Do you think what's key here is breaking Brenner down?
Yep, that's going to be our key. That's what we need. Somebody to talk. And when you offer $100,000 in a, I hate to say it, but poor community and nobody talks, that means nobody really knows. That means it was a very tight-knit thing that was done if you offer somebody $100,000, because we've got nothing.
So the key may be to break Brenner down.
Correct.
He has the answers.
He has the answers.
Any last thoughts on just, we're almost 6 weeks into when he was last.
Yeah, no, I still just want everybody to stick with the facts, and we're getting some stuff moving forward, and, keep looking forward to getting the answers and, to bring Dylan home. So.
One question I just thought. A lot of these
these web sleuths, YouTubers and such, they're on a different trail.
Yeah.
Brenner was like under the radar. I mean, what did I tell you?
They're absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that is my honest opinion about them now. I used the internet to get the word out because we had to. I never knew anything like this existed out there. I really didn't. But they're all on the wrong path. They're not listening to facts. They're not listening to the family. They're using it to get their hits and try to make their money off of YouTube. And it's absolutely disgusting.
Thank you, Candace.
You're welcome.
So, what happens now? I mean,
So as far as I know, it's like the FBI said, there will be somebody standing over Brenner. The heat will be on him. They will keep it on him.
they're going to be continuing to interrogate him and such until he finally breaks down.
Yeah, and I don't know on the deal with Chase. I honestly don't know what's going on. I know they listed a homicide investigation in the affidavit, but I haven't been getting any information on that or what the thoughts are on Chase. So that's something that's ongoing that I don't have information on.
Do you think he had anything to do with it?
I'm starting to wonder. I mean, why else would what's going on be going on with what we know now on his arrest and stuff?
So do you think that maybe there's a group and not just one person?
I don't think there's any way Jim could have pulled this off by himself. I mean, maybe hurting Dylan, but not the rest of it.
What kind of transportation did he have? Brenner.
Oh, he's got a pickup.
Oh, he's got a pickup.
Yeah, he's got a pickup.
We good? Yeah.
Okay, that's good enough on there. So, okay.
Yeah.
Wendy.
And there, people criticized her for her kind of demeanor in that video, and I kind of think she's at that point in the grieving stage where she's just wanting to get resolution.
You know, this is how I'll take it too, is that people that are outside of the true crime community don't understand truly what we do or what like the impact that it can have across the internet. But regardless, I mean, obviously there's the good with the bad in every aspect of people's lives. But when people don't truly understand what we're about and exactly the awareness, people are just trying to help. And again, this case might have never taken off, but it's the sleuthing, you know, and putting it all out there that spreads it fast like wildfire. But again, we know that, but I don't think she understands that. It's not, to some people it might be little clicks, but you know, and whatever, because some people will, you know, I've seen it with the Summer Wells case. You know, it was like they'll try to get everything and anybody and instead of just more worrying about the awareness of it and it's kind of like they're trying to get the dirt. So I've seen that happen, but at the end of the day, small portion versus the bigger portion that care.
Right. And don't you know, probably her experience with YouTubers in the last month and a half has probably been from the show she's gone on, and I'm sure there have been shows that have gotten her to come on with no real reason other than to increase their numbers of viewers. So she probably has experienced a lot of.
Qwerty says, I think she was referencing the private investigator and his YouTube tour, and that might be why she has a bad taste. Yeah,
I'm sure there was,
because he's still on it.
You know, yeah, because I mean, I did say so. And when I was messaging her, just saying, you know, what did I say actually? Let me just quickly go back to that, just to see, because I said something about that. Where are you, Candace?
And he definitely loves to hear himself talk.
Hey,
the PI.
The guy.
Yeah. Candace, there she is.
It's so
the
funny
PI
when
guy.
sorry.
No. Sorry, the PI guy. Yeah.
It's funny when, you know, like Delphi's kind of it's kind of like, you know, other than a few true crimers that I follow that do a lot of cases, Delphi's kind of my community. So it's interesting when you look into another case and there's all these other YouTubers that it's like a whole nother community. Like, you know, so some of the channels I was watching, looking up Dylan Rounds, I'm like, I've never heard of this person, and they have like tons of followers. and then you can. It's interesting to like go in one of their chats and then be like, you pick up on their little things with their members and their subscribers, and then I'm like, huh, never heard of this person. And she, like one girl I was watching, she had a retired law enforcement guy that came on her show, and then I was like, oh, I've never seen that retired law enforcement guy.
I just said I'm sorry about the POS, because, you know, I like blunt people. I do. You know, I always have. But I think that there was a lot of tact that wasn't used and a lot of things. Again, if you're trying to increase your business, be more professional than that. I just felt it was out of line for how he was talking. It's one of those things, like, you know, how he was talking can totally impact his career in a second. And he made himself,
that's what he's known for.
You know, right. But you know what? This case could have done him a lot of damage.
Right.
Now,
I guess he's got a track record. From what I've heard, Steffa has told me some stuff about him, and from I guess his success record has kind of enabled him to have the personality he has, because regardless of his arrogance, he apparently does have a pretty high success rate. But I mean, like, Sonny, if you went to your work and you treated your customers the way that he treated the family that paid him to find Dylan, they would walk out of your store and not buy anything.
Exactly.
You know, the same way if I had a client come in and I treated them that way, I wouldn't have a client. When you're being paid for a job, you need to react, you know, you need to handle yourself in a professional manner.
Yeah. Just quickly, Melissa, YouTube did it again, or everyone, all the wrenches just disappeared. And I don't remember who my mods are, to be honest with you.
I don't even have mod rights right now.
Oh, you don't?
They came
because
back?
I have two accounts. I have Deb, and then I have this one you see in the chat, Debbie Rollison.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have that one that you came in this morning and you were telling you wanted me to murder me, remember?
Belinda,
that wasn't me.
Callie, did you have mod rates today?
Callie.
Oh no, Callie already got it. Callie got it.
I see him in the chat. Support with Steffa has one.
No, I just
Deb
gave them.
Not.
No, I just gave Deb hers.
Oh.
I thought that was
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Sonny, I thought we talked about that.
I know what Deb. She's just right there.
I can hear you. I can hear you too.
I'd rather have a gross.
I mean, we went over the guidelines of what the mods do, and has Deb really been doing those things?
Oh, Frank, I see. Frank.
Well, in that case, we'll be kicking both of you out of Facebook page.
I posted a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
No, wait, Frank, add moderator. Frank, has this happened to you guys where all your mods just disappear? YouTube screws up, and then it's just very annoying. It's very annoying. So, and it's one of those things.
Courtney says he's watching me. Sonny. He's got his moderator right.
Sonny, I'm not a mod.
Too bad. Sonny and I talked about that.
Yeah.
No, Deb, remember we decided I'm the number one mod.
Courtney, what do you think? Because you run a tight ship here, Courtney. You know, kind of like the Titanic is more what it is. And
Courtney, what do I have to do to get my mod
Courtney,
rights
what do you
back?
think? What do you think, Courtney?
I don't
know, Courtney. What do you think?
I mean, I did make Sonny do a Dylan Rounds show.
Wait.
You made her?
I'm the one that offered.
Remember you were gonna make me do it. And I said we would do it together.
Okay. Yeah. I remember this now, because he was just like, Grady, guess I got the Dylan Rounds for you in the chat. And I'm like, well, hold on. Wait. I put in our feed that, why don't we do a Dylan Rounds for Cordy? And then I tried to give it to you since you knew
That's
more.
right.
That's the true story. Then Sonny made that nice little video.
I'm backing you up.
Thank you. Oh, somebody doesn't.
I am the victim. I am the victim here. These women are crazy. They're me.
Wait, were you the one that said something about you're not going to judge women, you would judge men or something?
Well, damn. No, I gave it back to you, Frank. I gave it back to you. QWERTY, what do you think we should do, though, with this liar?
Sit up straight. Okay, I set up QWERTY. Okay, I set up straight, QWERTY.
Sit up straight. Okay. Roll over. Go like this, QWERTY. Do one of those spins.
I can't afford my back brace.
What is what?
Teresa and Purdue. Right?
So, yeah, Purdue.
Was Teresa Ahmad? Was Teresa Ahmad, or am I thinking of Teresa Fountain?
You're thinking of Teresa Fountain.
Okay.
See, QWERTY said that I need to sit up straight, and as soon as I can get my new back brace, I'll be able to.
Go on, QWERTY. I mean, it's kind of like I feel like QWERTY's my wingman right now.
Right?
Runs a tight ship. Oh, for frick's sakes, QWERTY, okay. I was hoping, well, he's a Cancer, isn't he, QWERTY? Okay.
Just when QWERTY said it, I was getting ready to go.
Yeah, right.
Give him a wrench.
Fine. Did you type in the chat so I can see it? Can you type in chat there?
Oh, I don't go in the chat.
Hey, Princess, okay. Type in the chat. Yeah. Is Purdue in? Oh, there she is. Everyone's gonna look like they have wrenches. I remember when somebody said it, because I want them to have the ability. Like there's certain people that are, do great modding like that. And then there's other people I gave them to just so that they were able to drop their links, like support with Steffa, and if somebody cheerleads along the way,
be
then
right
so
back.
be it. Oh, fast. Wow, I was looking at her when I was talking, but Adam,
she gets that wrench. She gets that wrench and she's out of here.
Sonny, his bottom lip was starting to quiver. I know. He looks ugly when his lip quivers, doesn't it?
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Oh, okay.
Bless you.
I wanted it to go right to the internet onto Adam's face. Right. So
we can't get each other sick again. I put in the chat, Sonny.
What'd you say? Sorry, I wasn't listening to you.
I put something in the chat.
Oh, did you? I suppose you want your rights now. Fine, I almost forgot about you, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm too busy talking now. Let's see. You'll never. Okay. Smash the like button. Thank you, Frank. Let's see here. You do realize I'll never punish anyone with his friend. Wow. Well, I mean, I wasn't thinking like truly abuse, but maybe just like a love tap on Adam's ass now and again. Like ting, ting.
Sonny.
What?
So, as a Cancer.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
You know what we're ruled by, don't you?
Yeah. Uranus. I'm just kidding.
I don't know if I'd be the house. Those that live in glass houses. we are ruled by the moon.
But I was just gonna say we're ruled by the moon.
Guess when the largest supermoon of the summer is?
Well, it was last night, as a matter.
No, the largest super full moon of the summer is Wednesday, and you know what Wednesday is?
Hump Day.
No, the 13th.
That's your birthday.
So my birthday falls on this. My birthday falls on the biggest supermoon of the summer.
All right, don't forget to send me your most.
I'm gonna be over the top that night.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Send me some more pictures, though, okay? Okay. Just so I can.
I might not be able to come on that night.
Would you like? Should I send you the CDs, the volumes 1 through 36?
No, I mean the whole point when I'm making the little happy birthday thing for you is that as the transition, I'm gonna make the page the page tear for each one. Oh, is that Adam?
I'm just gonna have to get stock pictures from the internet to and this is my friend. This is my other, and they'll be like the picture frame people.
Chaotic. QWERTY kind of has, you have to ask QWERTY, chaotic. If QWERTY says you're, I suppose.
Chaotic gets hurt.
Fine, I did it without QWERTY's permission. Even because I run a tighter ship, Cordy. Yeah. I do when I have to, you know. Do I get
Joey
my
said Moon Peach.
Moon Peach? Yeah, that's exactly what I saw last. Well, I mean, a lot of people saw that. Well, actually, not that many because there was only about 60-something people. Someone just
Ooh,
loved
somebody
listening to
subbed.
our talk right there, and they're like, "I like this channel just because of what they just said."
Oh, Laura, you're looking at pictures of Boyhood Adam right now.
Yeah.
She didn't
My
mean
sis-
mentally.
Yep.
My
Yep.
sister,
Look
my
at that.
sister told me today. She goes, "You know that you're too old to do some of the things you do, don't you?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure I'm like 18."
Rebecca
So,
Jacobs, thank you for subscribing. Obviously, Rebecca appreciates the chatter that goes on here and was like, you know what? These people are fun. Okay, can I just ask you in all seriousness?
right.
Do you guys, not you, okay. Do you guys like honestly find that this is like a, you know, has the balance of being lighthearted and fun / talk about crime? So is that why a lot of you come, or is it just simply for the updates? One, if
To a
it's
Reddit post, we talked about French fries for 30 minutes one night, and someone fell asleep.
And you just randomly had to say that?
Well, all I could think about was like, well, what a better thing to go to sleep about thinking about is French fries.
Oh, French fries.
Right. I'd only be so lucky to go to sleep falling.
I still want to
asleep
know.
on French fries.
Do you guys find this channel fun? Oh, okay. Thank you, Melissa. Right there. First answer. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Right there.
Fun
Thank
and
you. Feel the
informative.
love.
Great chemistry. Not really. We after we get off, it's like dub. Me and Adam are like twinsies. Yeah, pretty much.
The three of us, it's like moonlighting. It's like, will they, won't they?
But anyway,
kill each other.
It's such a serious. We talk about such serious
stuff.
things to
It's just
contemplate.
a balance.
We have to have, we have to have some levity.
I was gonna say, Callie
Thank
understand.
you, Callie.
Callie, thank you so much.
I love your channel. Very fun.
Happy anniversary,
Thank you, Derek.
Steve and Sunny, 6969. I can't figure out how to change the $.cent to 69.
I couldn't either.
Yeah. I wonder if my husband would come on for a few minutes tomorrow night. I doubt it.
Gloss that.
Front or back?
Showed his ass.
Front or back?
Oh, was that what? See, I was wondering where you were reading that from. Callie said that. Happy anniversary, Stephen Sunny, 6969. Correct. How about tomorrow might be 68? Okay, I can't figure out how to change the dollars to cents.
So Sunny, you're not coming on tomorrow night, right? You're not. You're off. You're done. It was just me and Deb.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about me all you want.
Oh, there's the music.
We'll see. I'll see. I'll see if my husband wants to come on for a few minutes with me, just to say hi and whatever. But I doubt he's gonna say yes. He's gonna be like, "Fuck that." You
just
still
email Deborah. Just email Deborah in the morning so that we can fit it into the schedule of the show, and so we know when to place that segment in.
Do you want me to? I'll have my people call your people, Deb.
Well, we just like to structure our shows very like.
Yeah, like, so now you're structured when you're not with me.
And it's really interesting because I think that I say, let's be structured. And Adam's like, I'll wing it.
Yeah, I know, right? And
Who's the one that writes out a little schedule for this show every? And I'm like, this is the order we'll go in.
I've never seen you do that. Ever.
You actually do it?
I'm usually the one that's structured.
Do you really? Yeah. I've never seen this. Real. I've never actually paid attention that you did this. If you're saying it's true,
I do. I'm making, I usually, our general chit chat and welcomes, hello, and then kind of a preview, and I do every show.
You've never seen that, have you, Sonny?
I do it more when I do it every time when Deb and I have ours.
I think it's when he has an Adam night.
No, those I don't at all. I just sit back and pray.
And it doesn't count if you don't share it with the rest of the team.
Well, no, I do, and of course I do.
Thank you,
I mean,
Derek.
who's the one that's always in like being like, let's get together and talk about how we want this show to,
Oh
who's
my
that?
gosh.
Who is that person?
How many times have I
What?
tried to get you guys to do that?
I don't
Wait,
read your messages. Okay, so last night, so Deb, last
You've
night,
done it
funny.
one
This is
time.
what happens. Deb, so last night, okay,
truth. This
I
is
go to put
truth right here.
I go to put our thumbnail on, do everything like I said I was gonna do. Was gonna write the write up about it. Sunny's live. So I pop in and I'm like, what are you doing? It's her and Michael.
Mm-hmm.
5 seconds later, Sunny's been on for 3 hours. She goes, Adam, I gotta go. I'm gonna leave you and Michael. Here. I had like gotten out of bed.
I didn't even know.
And then, oh, thank you, Teresa. So luckily Michael had to get going too, but I was like, well, maybe I'll come back in like 20 minutes. Let me just get a cup of tea. That's how I got roped into, because I was like, she was going to just leave me on her live.
I love this roped. Adam was like, oh, I think I'm going to go do a live. Oh, shit, Sunny's on. What the hell?
I did not go to do a live. I went up to set up our thumbnail and write the description for our show.
Thank you, Teresa.
Wait, who's Teresa? Wait, hold on. There you go. There's Teresa down there. I see you read something. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you very much.
So when I was sick, is Derek Farmer new?
No. Well, Derek, how long? He has a badge. He has a badge.
Yeah. And you were talking to him on Wednesday, and he was on Sleuth's show. And apparently Derek Farmer, I think, has some really insightful, good,
well,
and is a smart person.
Honest, I have a question for Derek Farmer.
I'm intrigued by Derek Farmer.
Derek Farmer, I want to ask you a question because I've seen people talking about this because I know that Michael, for instance, there's a name out there to do with farmers, right? Do you, first of all, live in Indiana? And if you do you know Flint Farmer? And if you do, can you talk about him? But no. So yeah. Can you give us the lowdown? Oh my. Okay. So because your name is connected, how certain people's names. So Farmer is one of those names that's talked about in the Flint Farmer guy. So I mean, if I really want to go look, I'll just go up to Flint Farmer and tell us. But I'm just going to be like, do you have any? Oh God, no. We call that up south here in Michigan. So you're close. You're close enough that you're related to Flint Farmer, perhaps. Maybe you know exactly who the BG is. And you're just, Oh, Kalamazoo. Oh my God.
Kalamazoo.
I have probably stalked you. Why does that seem so familiar? I have probably come across you in the farmer chain as I was looking about it.
There was somebody we were just talking about.
You know who it is?
Kalamazoo.
I get it. Derek Farmer, are you Derek Godsey?
And Derek, my question in chat was to you.
Derek Godsey's from Kentucky.
He was, I think, part in Kalamazoo. Somebody was in Kalamazoo. Anyways, so that's why I just want to clear that up. Because of the name Farmer, hence the name, just like meaning I know when I see this guy Cook come in, Jim Cook, nice guy, nothing to do with anything, but that I come across when I'm stalking Facebooks, right? Because I go down all these trails and I'm like here, over there, and then there we go. That sounds like Keegan Kline though. Now I'm suspicious. Remember when he said that? Fuck no. I'm just messing with you. Do you understand?
Yeah, we would love for you to pop on sometime, Derek, because I'd like to hear your thoughts, or if you have anything where your mind is on Delphi. I think you might be a pretty insightful guy.
Oh, did he say he would come on or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
I asked him if he'd ever be interested in giving us his thoughts or any questions or anything he had to say about Delphi.
Stop it. No, stop it means go on. You know it. I love it. Backwards day. I'm gonna.
You want to do it? You want to do it now, Derek?
Yeah. You want to come on now? You don't. I'm really me.
Cindy, what?
Do you want to come on for a few minutes so you can have another part?
I just like to hear people's opinions, and I think he's an insightful person.
Yeah. No, he's a nice guy. You can tell. Yeah. Oh,
I'm
look at
going
that.
to
Is
Sleuth.
that okay?
Oh, see, we want you on now. We want you on before Sleuth. Sleuth.
No, I
He's
think he said
always.
okay.
We didn't
Yes,
hear back
you want
from
to come on
Sleuth
right now?
tonight.
I think so. Derek, did you mean
Drop him a link,
now?
Sonny.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm telling you, if I have to deal with all, you can deal with them.
We won't. I won't. If someone pops in, I won't let them in. I'll vet whoever comes in.
After he comes in, delete the. Can you cut after he comes in? Can you delete the link?
Let me put it this way, Derek. I'm gonna drop it in 2 seconds.
Cordy wants you to come in. Cordy always gets what she wants.
Okay. Now grab the link. Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Because I'm gonna delete it. Hurry up! Hurry up! But yeah, but usually if the trolls are in here, they're already in here.
What if he's like really like good looking or something and we're intimidated?
Grab it, so I can delete it. Remove. Okay, did you get it?
Oh well, Purdue is good people, so I trust that.
Well, Purdue, I've been suspicious about that whole name myself. You know anything about Fouts? Did you go to Purdue? What's about Fouts? Anything?
Delphi milkshake brings all the trolls to the yard.
Oh, there's Derek. Okay. Oh, there he is. There we go. Hello, Derek.
Hello, Derek.
Hello. I have a new microphone. Can you guys hear me?
Very loud and clear. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll turn that down low.
Oh, there we go.
Here I am. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Do you have a channel? Are you a creator or just an observer?
Hang on.
Derek's an expert. He knows what he's doing.
Go on.
I am no expert. I'm echoing like crazy in my own head here.
Do you have 2 screens open?
What should I do? Yes, actually, I think I do. Hang on.
Pause your YouTube stream.
Okay, and just stay in StreamYard?
Yeah. So you'll still see
that's better.
Paused. Okay.
Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah. You have a green screen going on, right?
I have a green screen?
That's not a green.
No, this is my house.
Oh, then why is that?
It's a window.
Why is that screen of yours looking like you got orange glasses and orange in your t-shirt? Weird.
Well, my walls are orange.
Reflections.
I got sick of living in beige, Sonny. I mean, the outside of my house is probably 4 shades of green and orange, and I got really sick of living in beige, so I just blew up a color bomb in here and tried to arrange it as best I could from those little lows. Sheets where it shows what colors go together.
Yeah.
They allow you to put color in Kalamazoo?
They do. Can I smoke a cigarette?
Absolutely. Yeah. No.
I get a little nervous.
YouTube would back. No, Adam used to always smoke on the channel sometimes here and there. Sometimes.
That was Deb.
Oh, it was Deb.
That was Deb, and it was the.
I don't smoke.
Oh.
Don't do that either.
Deb's good at the white stuff. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think she said it was. She said it was protein powder.
Yeah.
I think that I do have some insight, maybe not on any cases per se, but on people working in the customer service, fast delivery service for 35 years since Ronald Reagan was president. When people go to a restaurant, they tend to be on their best behavior, quote unquote. But when you go to people's houses, you see them, and in a great way sometimes, most of the time, but also sometimes for who they really are. And I think that being perceptive about that has helped me in life.
Yeah. What sign are you? I'm sorry, Derek.
What sign? I'm a Libra. October 17th.
Oh, another Libra too. You notice how I'll tell you, because I know that Libras, Cancers, Aries, and Pisces are those signs that always seem to connect. I notice that if you think of Mama Libra scales, a lot of the people that are in here, like support with Steffa, like there's a lot of people in here because like I said, I mean, I just know this I don't know the zodiac signs too well, but I know enough to know which are the ones that Cancer kind of connects with in a sense. And it's because it's because about that deep empathic, not to take away from people that aren't in that circle, but
No,
I'm just
sure.
saying, it's just one of those things. I've just noticed that Libras attract to me Pisces and Aries.
I've never dated a Libra.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, about the zodiac stuff, but I will say that traditionally Libras have a hard time making up their mind. Apparently, I couldn't pick out what socks to wear as a child, or I get confused sometimes easily. But at the same time, very loyal to the ones they love. That would be true, and I think, and also can be passionately pissy from time to time.
For which?
I think just in general. I think I think I could be a bit of like a crybaby sometimes. I think that like it doesn't serve me well.
Well, I was gonna
I get a little worked up.
Well, I was gonna say, because like Courtney says, what is Leo? Are we okay? Well, yeah. I just think that there's certain signs that have this really deep empathic hurt and different things of the heart, whereas someone has very big caring level, such as what?
Such as sign.
Sometimes I'll just be delivering those pizzas, crying my eyes out for no damn reason at all. I don't know what it is.
And some people are just here. Some people are more here because they, like I said, they like maybe structure more in their life. The balance. Like some people have more balance in a sense of structure and type of thing. But I'm just saying, for what I've noticed, Cancers are very emotional, but I find that about Libras as well. And I find that about, I don't find that Aries are quite like we get along with them, but
you think,
the thing
let me ask, I'm going to add, do you think that I don't feel like I hear people say you should be a multitasker, yada, yada. Like I cannot do more than two things at a time. Do you think that's are there other similarities, do you think, in the signs with that, or? I mean, because I really do not my head gets so jumbled up, and maybe it's because I've smoked a lot of pot. I don't know.
Well, Luke would appreciate.
But if you're doing two things at once, you're multitasking. You're achieving your goals.
You're right. Right. I guess so. But and being in this business a long time, I've run my own stores. In fact, I did marketing, and when I did, my franchise was in the Kokomo area. Interestingly enough. And I would do some marketing down there and talk to the locals, and I don't know where I was going with that. It just kind of, but that involves a lot of multitasking. And although I was good at it, because I think one of my strengths are communicating with people, but keeping track of it all is not a strength. I'm not well organized, and I think I don't know. We all are just different little weird quirks on this place, and we all bring something positive, and we all probably bring something negative from time to time.
I like the meme that says, I like the meme that was like, okay, Sharon, I know you're a Scorpio, but you're still a bitch. So like the way people use their signs to describe themselves.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys want me to tell you the concept I'm working on for this thing I'm doing on Sleuth Show on Tuesday for Delphi?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to not?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I just was driving around, as I do 6 nights a week.
Adam's fault.
I do other things too. I have a vintage store on eBay. I metal detect, and now I'm doing apparently too involved in a murder case. But other than that, for this idea I had, I thought that like a traditional timeline for one of these situations seems to be information rich and linear. And that wasn't working well in my head. So I thought that if I sort of separated that and narrowed the field, like I'm calling it what I'm calling, because I want to make a pretentious ass name. I call it the W5+1 matrix, because, you want to sound smart. And basically who, what, when, where, and why of whatever it is you're applying it to. And what I'm applying it to and currently putting together are the parameters that I defined the parameter is called changing trajectories. I'm sorry, Sonny, go ahead.
No, change it. Where did I see this mentioned?
I don't know.
I literally just
I've been talking to Steve about it. But emailing him and stuff. True Crime Web.
We were talking about it the other
night. Steve's doing his own like more comprehensive thing.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just sort of doing like a home project, and And I visualized it instead of a line. I saw like Chinese throwing stars,
Oh, we
you know,
talked
and
about
I
that.
see them if they're lined up properly from overhead. If there's 6 of them, that it would look like one thick star. But if the information was skewed in any way, it wouldn't. It would be off. And so I thought, well, just make all the information fit whatever narrative I want it to. And in this case, I want it to be changing trajectories. Anything that has changed the trajectory of any natural or unnatural event that was going on will be noted on this, hopefully. And for example, Keegan Klein created Anthony shots. One could say that changed the trajectory of things in a big way. Whoever Libby's, and then so there's 6 parts. So you'd say if that's the who part, then you would want to go across and sort of fill in all that other stuff, the why and that, and then beyond that, a grading system in terms of corroborated information with a plus, either by LE, press conferences, multiple sources that are corroborated, or a minus denoting like strong rumor, which it would have corroboration, and 2 minuses for the rabbit hole shit, you know. And so it would be kind of a grading system as well. And then I would apply it only to this changing trajectories narrative, in that you know, I'm just trying to think of every single thing. Okay, look, and I'm saying, like, it doesn't have to be something that's obfuscation or nefarious or intentional. But if you take Kelsey, for example, let me say she dropped them off at the bridge that day. She didn't know anything was going to happen, but it did change the course of their lives, and that goes on the spectrum. So it's not I'm not trying to necessarily even find out who anyone is or who's guilty.
I
It's
got
just a
that
different
part
way.
down. Don't worry, Derek.
Yeah, I know you do. And believe me, I'm with you. I'm not arguing with you on the bridge guy. That's damn sure. Because I have no idea, and I didn't spend those kind of hours studying it like you did. I have more respect for it.
I was going to say, right? That's why it's appreciated that there's people that take
even
on.
If I had a different opinion, I wouldn't bother trying to convince you. It's freaking
It's
stupid.
pointless. Yeah. Because open up your own channel.
Don't you love when people go on other people's channels and try to convince them that they're wrong in their own channel?
Right.
And then tell you that you got tunnel vision and that's
and they haven't even done any homework on it. And it's like, oh, basically, Sonny, look all this up and then compare it to your own idea.
I know.
F you.
Right. You know? Thank you. Right.
So at the end of the day, I just want to see how many people's storylines, and maybe one thing doesn't go across all 6 parts of the spectrum. Maybe it was just a person that didn't really have all those actions. But I just want to see how things stack up. Like, if the day was going one way or this moment was going one way, what caused it to change to something that fits someone else's bad thing or whatever? And I think that I don't, maybe there's something there, maybe there's nothing there. I'm not delusional. I don't think it's going to solve any cases or do anything like that. It's just one small tool and a small project for me to be a part of. That's all.
Derek, thank you. What do you know what Venn diagrams are?
No, and Steve asked me about the mind. It's called the mind map. And I started to look that up, and it talked about like a hierarchy of information and so forth. But I'm avoiding looking at any other models until I'm done completing mine, so then I can compare and contrast.
Right.
To see if am I bringing out anything new. I don't want to bleed over anybody else's ideas into my head because I could soak that up. So I'm just trying to like not even know what the other, and you know, I want to get this done by tomorrow. I kind of need to get this not done, but a good start. I have to make a template, but defining the parameters for me was the most important thing. Now I just have to pour through the information. Can you tell me where there would be the best place for concise, corroborated information that I could quickly sort of go through? Is it Reddit? Is it?
Okay.
I know you, but I'm saying, I mean, concise, like bullet pointed.
Yes. You know what? There is one on Reddit that's, well, hold on. No, that person bullet pointed the 194 page. To be honest with you, if I was to say, I would say use Reddit, use the Delphi docs.
What's that like? I mean, what's that one website like Atticus something that's got the whole like timeline?
Yeah, but okay, I'm not sure what that one exactly is, but you know, you can go to Delphi docs on Reddit and you can find virtually everything you need there.
Somebody else somebody else did a timeline. Who
That's the
was
one
that?
that's the one I'm thinking of. It's got the black and white.
No,
Yeah.
who was that? Who was that did a show on a
No,
timeline?
Deb did an incredible timeline. Deb. I've complimented that timeline millions
I'll
of
be right
times.
back. I have to locate a pen.
Yeah, no problem.
Funny.
You know what? I wanted to ask or answer
Sonny,
Cordy.
you might have a soulmate there.
You think?
Squeak squirrels.
Okay, I have a to answer Cordy back from a question he asked before. Hey Jenny, how are you? 1 second, Derek. Cordy,
Sure, yeah.
before in the other live, you had asked about Robert Lindsay and about how credible and stuff. Let me put it this way: at the end of the day, you have a lot of information. As I personally read it, I know that he has some valid stuff, and I know that he has some unvalid things that are more of a wrong path. But whatever, enjoy those because that's what he works on. Again, I think it was Lisa that had said something like, "Why do you support?" or something like that. She said something like that, and I think Vanessa thought I was talking to her when I was actually meaning it for Lisa. The point is that Robert Lindsay, I know it in my heart. I can tell he has a lot of care about this case. And I appreciated the fact that he actually sent me an email saying, you know what, you're one of the very few people that see who I am. And the thing is, because I could tell he was attacked, was called a pedo. He was called multiple things. Okay. There was no proof of this. None. Don't you think he would be in jail if he was a pedo? So people
I would
need
think so.
to,
No.
right. I would think so too.
Well,
So
I would
people
think
that
he'd be
are-
investigated.
Yeah. But now, so Robert Lindsay was being sarcastic. You can tell in his tone when you're reading his article. He went on a tone and basically was like, yeah, I'm a pedo. I look at this. Da, 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 da. If you guys want to believe that, go right ahead. Because da, 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 da. You know, so basically he was just being sarcastic back to them. Because again, it's like that,
Get that?
maybe it caused him, because people believe so much stupid shit on here. It's not
They're
even
toxic. A lot of people
They're
are toxic.
Very. And so when someone says, like, why do you support him? Why? Like, it's not about supporting. I go to whatever source I need to give me answers.
Yeah.
That if I'm having to try to find something out and I don't know where to look in a sense. So I know in all of Robert Lindsay's thing, he puts it very well. It might be very long to read that one.
Sonny, I know why you do that, Sonny, because in your heart, you are an old school journalist. That means you're willing to get to the hard facts, even if it means people don't like you. And that's what you have to be willing to do. You're not here to be liked. That just naturally happens. But, so I think that you, and I think others, obviously Steve, Frank, and Marv. I mean, I'm not dissing anyone I'm not mentioning. I love Sleuth.
Devin Adam.
Yeah.
Devin Adam.
Devin Adam, of course.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your thought. Sorry.
But I forgot. I lose my train of thought pretty easy
That's
after
okay.
working a long shift. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't know about that at all. But we were talking about.
I'm sure you.
Yeah, you said that. Well,
I know. I'm getting old.
Old-time journalists.
Old-time journalists.
Right. Thank you, Deb. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I remember that.
So yeah, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to demanding the facts by pestering people and getting. That's the problem with journalism today. Is a lot of people sit behind a computer. I'm not really interested in being a content creator. I like the idea of going on and doing this and talking with someone for a few,
right.
But to like have a channel, or I'm too busy for that personally. And also I don't think I would have the dedication for, if I'm going to dedicate myself to like finding a murderer, I'm not going to just want to go halfway there, right. and I wouldn't want to do that to the family, to anything. So I think that, Deb, what was it again? What were we talking about? I'm sorry.
I think he's old-time journalist.
Old-time journalist. You are like an old-time journalist.
We should really add him to the stream every night because Deb needs one more person to keep in line.
Yeah, right. Go on.
It's totally like herding cats.
But like last night's interview, I had no idea what you were doing with last night's interview. At first, I'm like, Sonny, who is this guy? Why are you always saying, come on there? I just didn't get it. I didn't know and then all of a sudden you start asking him questions and you start kind of prompting him to sort of you know how to communicate. It's about being able to look at someone's communication skills and pulling out of them, not in a bad way, but giving them the building blocks to put together their story in a coherent way. And I
You're
think
talking
you
about
did that really
Michael.
well last night. Yes, I'm talking about
Yeah.
Michael.
Sunny's excellent at that.
It was
I think she is,
it was a compelling interview. I thought it was very interesting.
She has great interviewing
and,
skills. Absolutely.
but she doesn't think so. Because she doesn't like to do interviews because she thinks it's awkward and she likes to have conversations. But Sunny does an incredible conversation in the regards of she does an interview in a conversation and it's still natural and not forced.
Correct. I am not an interview person that way. You are welcome to my home. Let's talk like as if we're good friends, because that's how I want to make you feel, not purposefully. It just happens. It's just natural.
Right.
That's just the way I work. And so people
But you don't tolerate bullshit. You don't tolerate bullshit either.
No.
And I like that, and that's necessary when you want to get to the heart of the matter.
I take on more of a Barbara Walters approach.
Yeah, you make me cry.
I would think Sonny's more of a Howard Stern, and I say that not in terms of comedy, but he's actually a very good in tune interviewer. If you've ever watched him do interviews, and like his reporter used to say, if you want to follow journalism, if your mom tells you she loves you, check your sources.
Yeah, I'm not.
I want to make sure you know what you're talking about.
I'm not here to deceive anyone. I'm focused on what we need to do. So meaning I can joke and I can laugh a lot and I can whatever, but my purpose is for Abby and Libby, and I don't like bullshit and I don't like people that bullshit to me. I just like so meaning I like a straight on approach. Now, over the years, because of letting people walk over me for being that nicer, let me put it this way. I'm a very nice person, actually. Yeah, I'm very.
I'm sure. I don't have any sense that you're not a nice.
But the thing is that after you get
probably
to
like breakfast.
Yeah, no, 53 years old. You know what? Stop lying to me. Get the hell out of the channel if you're going to talk like that. I just want real, honest people. That's it.
Yeah, because those people are obfuscating who they are. They're muddying up the water. And here's my theory. If you want to have a disagreeing opinion, you be one of these weirdos from Delphi and call in and do this weird troll stuff, come on as who you are. And I bet you would interview them and ask them the hard questions. And if they honestly, even if they lied to you, but talked respectfully and not like screaming and doing whatever weird tweaked out stuff they're doing, like you would entertain the fact to have them on, because I mean, personally, I think it's insightful. I mean, and it could even be, but they're not willing to do that. They only want to ruin and try to like derail things. And so unfortunately it's not possible to do that. I mean,
yeah. And I'm wise enough to know too, like who, if I should say, hey, Deb, or hey, Adam, you can probably get more out of this person than I can, because it's just like, meaning I'm very aware of my surroundings of things and people, and I'm very in tune with people, as we talk about. And it's not something you work at. It's just those abilities. Some people are great farmers. Some people are great.
I'm not a good farmer. I'm just a good last name, a farmer.
I know. I'm a great person of farming information.
I'm a good indoor farmer.
Because I try. It's because I truly care. When I'm talking to someone, I'm not there to use them. I'm not there to try to get something out of them besides, hey, do you want an opportunity to say something? Right? Like, meaning, okay. So we
might even give somebody that you have a preconception about the chance to clear up a few things for themselves. So this idea that all these some of these other whatever shows or whatever are they're just in attack mode, and that's not the way you get to the truth. That's not the way you get to the truth. You don't get there by kissing ass either. You get there by having normal conversation with people, by finding out. Like, your strengths and weaknesses, your team's strengths and weaknesses, just like I would running a store. Put your aces in their places. When the shit hits the fan, you know who to put what, when, and where.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what you have, and you and Deb and Adam both fill that in wonderfully.
Right. And people can pick up on authenticity. And,
That's what it is.
so
That's the
that's all
bottom
you have
line.
to do. And if you can make a human connection with someone and
Yeah.
you're authentic and you're not bullshitting,
And the
I mean,
people that
that's all
attack
people want.
you,
People want to be
yeah.
seen, heard. You
Oh.
made people feel that way.
And I was starving for it after a pandemic,
Oh.
like not socializing. Like I'm used to going, like I'm old, I might be almost 50, but it wouldn't be anything to see me in a sweaty basement listening to some loud punk rock. Kalamazoo has a great music scene. You know what I mean? Like I'm just because I'm old doesn't mean I'm going to stop liking new shit. And
Right.
and the pandemic just like killed my social. It's just like I mean I worked all through it. Besides the Lyme disease thing, but when I had that, but I mean otherwise, I mean I still wear a mask every day. I mean I'm paranoid of this pandemic still, but I haven't been sick yet, and I don't even get a cold because I wear a mask all the time.
Nice.
It's great, and
Keep going.
I get bigger tips because people aren't naturally grossed out by this guy delivering their food. I'm just kidding.
Right. I mean, I'm a I own a hair salon and I do hair for a living.
Really?
And 90% of my
No.
job is
Really?
human connection and just having that one. I mean, because if you can make a connection with someone, that's more than half of the work.
Well,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
everything in life is relational.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Like when Deb and I met at that
Interpersonal
bar
stuff.
and we had that wonderful night together, we've been friends ever since.
Do tell. Get a
I
room.
haven't been
Courtney
to the bar.
says. Get a
I
room.
wanna go to the
I'll say it for you, Courtney. Get a room.
It was a
I'm sorry,
wild
but
night.
I am having this uncanny feeling about Michael when I'm talking to you. Like
Me?
honestly, yes.
He kind
You're
of
giving
looks
me
like
like,
Michael.
huh?
You think I sound like him or something?
Yeah,
You
you
look
do
like him.
actually.
Has he ever been on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so you know what he looks like. I mean, I'm not Michael.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You kind of look.
I
You
feel
do
you
look like
sound like
Michael,
him.
though.
I'm actually having those deja vu moments because I
Oh, wait a
feel like
minute. I mean, isn't this the guy that you say can't really communicate verbally? So is
That
that
is
the
who they're
part?
talking
yeah, but
about.
that's
What is she
different.
doing?
No.
Is she giving me a backhand? Is that a backhanded compliment? You
No,
guys?
I
no.
feel
No,
like
he
I
can.
think what they're referring to is I think that you have a very, very natural ease about yourself. You come across, you communicate
No,
very
that's not
softly,
it.
naturally in person.
I'm not used to hearing that, but I
I
guess
And,
so.
and you smoke weed, so probably is the
I
like.
do. Yeah,
No,
I do. Yeah.
it's
I grow
think
well. I
he-
grow it. You know.
I don't think he sounds like Michael. I think he
oh,
looks
see, I
like Michael.
do. We're gonna
Oh,
have
Do
to
I
have
look? I
Michael
haven't seen
and
Michael.
you
I
on.
don't know.
When he
Yeah.
came on, I'm like,
yeah.
he looks like Michael.
Well,
Michael's
I
a
know,
great.
and
I
He
can
does
sense it in his composure
a
a
little
little bit, but not look or
I
sound.
do. I don't care.
think
I'm
he
having
looks
that
like
deja
Michael.
vu moment. But I just feel like
yeah.
there's a lot of similarities there. But no, Michael cannot communicate in
And I'm not
chat.
saying that to. I
You
was just.
can.
That's what I. Oh, right. It's the chat thing. That's right.
Yeah.
I try, but my fat little fingers mess up those words all the time.
Sounds like something Michael would say. Okay.
I'm gonna stop. His
Right.
last name.
True crime web said Sonny is a lone read. Great, you got mail quote. How are those lake levels there, Steve?
Steve's incredible.
So is
He's
that
my- he's
supposed
my
to be spelled to
favorite new-
mail quote like that?
Steve would have been one of those cops that if you'd gotten arrested by, it'd be really hard to be mad at him, even though you'd want to be.
Right. Because he would be nice to you, probably. He'd probably say something like, "Look, I know you're screwing your life up, but you got a chance to rearrange." You'd probably start crying and everything else, and then he'd
Or
probably like buy your family like groceries or something. I mean,
He was a sniper, or he may just shoot you from a rooftop.
that's a big responsibility, and if it's going to be in somebody's hands, just knowing for the brief moment I've seen him talk, I trusted with him more than.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know a lot of snipers, but he seems like he would have a
Good, great
kind-hearted
people.
temper.
They're good people.
Yeah, they're wonderful, very caring.
They'll
No,
shoot you.
seriously though, I mean that's a lot of responsibility, and he seems like someone that really took that, like having to do something like that. If he's saving other people, would be okay, but the act itself, I'm sure, would be traumatizing to him. So, or maybe not traumatizing, but he wouldn't be happy. Like, oh, I got him. Like it's still a sad situation. You want to feel that heart out of somebody,
Right. Yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
Steve and his wife are good people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
And
They
wanted
led,
to
they
see.
led their lives right.
I bet they're fun too. I bet they're the kind of people that, like, when they have a barbecue or like for their kids, they're the ones doing shots and dancing crazy. And
One time I
that's
saw a
the
bowl of keys in the background of one of his videos, and I have a
thing.
feeling there was a party happening.
I saw
Oh,
some
boy.
pictures of upside down pineapples on their wall.
Yes, yeah, I did too, Deb. In that bowl of keys and then the
Swanky.
pineapples.
Very swanky.
Poor
Sonny,
Steve.
do you know what that means, Sonny?
I wasn't listening to you. What?
I know you weren't. That's why I quizzed you. Upside down pineapple.
Oh, isn't that some
What were
sort
you?
of? I'm getting True
I
Crime
honestly don't know
Web's
what that means.
link so I can, because I wanted to check and see what he was at. Because I'm thinking to myself, you guys, we only have
I was
15
like,
minutes.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah, I know. And
Steve's house came with a boat slip.
is he there?
Who? My husband?
Steve? No, Steve. Does he have a house?
Well, he's my husband's too.
Yeah, Steve's house came with a boat slip. He
right.
said boat owner 30 years.
Upside down pineapple. Isn't that like a?
I don't know. I don't know what it is either.
A what?
Oh, yes, we do.
If you ever, so it's big in the RV world. If you ever see an upside down pineapple on an RV, it means that the couple that is in that RV is
Swingers.
down the switch.
Or swingers.
It's the
Got it.
international swinger symbol.
Huh.
Oh,
They don't just really like pineapple.
I mean, I'm sure there's them. I'm sure there is
Well,
a couple. I'm sure there are a
there's a-
few that just don't know, and they're like driving around with their pineapple. Like,
Yeah.
Like, a pineapple right side up is a welcome sign. Is a
Right.
sign of welcome. But if it's upside
Oh.
down,
have a great night.
and
don't
the funny
forget
Yeah, the
thing,
pineapple
Someone
pineapple
moving up
harvest here in
Lemon
Michigan,
Grove.
Deb, has been pretty low the last
Riz,
few years.
email me.
the funniest thing, one of my friends had no idea about the pineapple thing. And she was just walking around with this shirt that she just loved that had pineapples. Some of them were upside down, some of them
Oh.
weren't. And her daughter's like, oh my God, take that off.
we should start the rumor that people that have live, love, laugh signs are swingers.
Yeah. You know,
That's not even. I don't even know if swinging is avant garde anymore with the crazy shit that goes on this internet. You know,
We know they just
It's like
call
it
it
almost makes me-
polyamorous.
mhm.
I
Yeah,
had a friend
I mean-
come out as polyamorous on Instagram the other day, and I was like, I just thought you were a slut.
What? Oh, shoot. I put the wrong link there. How the hell I went to go do. Oh, my God.
What do you like? Is that the link to your husband's
Oh, my
butt?
God. StreamYard
picture?
removed. Dang
Deb,
it.
she put the wrong link up.
Oh,
How
I
is that
put your
possible?
porn site
Oh
up,
my
Deb,
gosh.
by mistake.
Oh no.
No,
Yeah.
no. Don't
I
have
know.
those.
Exactly. What would QWERTY think? He'd be like
Could you
right
put
on
mine
that.
up? Could you put mine up? My
Yeah.
views are down.
I went to go copy Steve from True Crime, his link, and then I'm like looking, going, well, it looks like a StreamYard link. Oh shit, it is. Okay.
Cordy said I heard gnomes. Nothing about gnomes would make anyone want to do anything about swinging.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gnomes?
Who's like, ooh, look at that garden gnome.
Creepy. Those are creepy.
Gnomes.
It does
Huh.
make sense. I guess there's going to be little signs. I heard that a red porch light means possible prostitute. But I mean, they sell them at
What about
Lowe's.
red
Like some kid
shirt?
wants a red shirt.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Did I do it
The
again?
red bulb does. I mean, I was in Amsterdam a couple years ago. I mean, the whole red light district is, yeah.
Right. I guess it did come from probably
Oh
literally.
my.
But do you know what a blue light means in Amsterdam?
It used to mean half off at Kmart.
What are you saying, Sonny?
It means it's might not be a real woman, but it is discounted.
Oh man. Talking about me? Oh, it's gone?
Just like organic food, you have to pay extra for less.
Hold on. I'm sitting here
Sometimes
copying.
less is more.
Well, no, more is more actually. But what I was doing was I kept going. I had a True Crime Web's thing open. What I didn't realize is I copied and pasted StreamYard link. So I'm sitting there going, what the hell is going on? I'm copying his link, I'm pasting it. And then I look up and I'm like, StreamYard's in the link. And I'm like, so I must have.
Cordy needs to lay off the alcohol.
There we go.
Oh my
So just
beloved.
quickly, plug for Steve here. Plug for Steve. Plug for Steve. Steve's at 940 subscribers. If anyone's watching this video or in here right now, I'm going to drop the link. You know, because can we get him to 1,000 by tomorrow morning? Please. I wanted it for tonight, but limited, I guess. But please, guys, can you go over to his channel now that he's begging me to ask you? I'm begging you guys to do
I know
it.
he's so humble. He doesn't even. I don't know if he's like kind of shy. I think, but even when he's like, let's get Steve. He's like, all right. He doesn't want to even. He doesn't want to even acknowledge.
That's his whole shtick.
I know.
Oh
right.
no, I don't care.
When you have people like you who are willing to do it
in a
for
month,
you.
he's gonna have 10,000 subscribers.
He's got his data sheets all planned out for the next financial year. Cordy, I heard flannel shirt and we're like, swingers. Just
okay.
I can't even find a person to swing with.
I think I can see where Cordy's going with this. If you see
I can't even find one person to swing with.
Really? Really?
Sunny, yeah, 1 year. 1 year, SJ. 1 year.
Yeah, I remember that. Lonely for feelings.
That's crazy, not lonely.
So Keegan Dunker, are you sure? Just
absolutely.
I thought
absolutely. Not even. Don't get me started.
No, I won't get you started. But when you did the video the other night and actually showed the pictures of the butt chin, I got a little bit of goosebumps. Yeah, a little bit of goosebumps.
Let me pull up that butt chin again since we got 10
minutes. Please.
Been the channel of butts lately.
Be careful that it's the butt chin and not another butt.
Yeah,
I know all about the butts here.
Oh, you people, innocent. Okay, where's the butt chin? I'm gonna find you, little butt chin.
Sonny's probably ready for us to be sick again.
Oh, and did you you did email me back and said you listened to that weird audio thing about holding down the picture? I was the one that emailed you about that. Do you remember? Or one of you emailed.
Oh, was it you?
It was me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you hold, or like she said, she said when she held it down, you could hear that sort of audio in the background. It was very light, but you heard guns, and there's something about guns. And did you hear?
Did I email you back?
Mm-hmm, you did.
Because I was going to say it would be rude of me if I didn't, but I tried to, and I just that.
No, you totally did. No, you're the first one to give me a personal one too. It was really sweet.
Oh, see, yeah, thank you. So
wait, that was Marv. I'm just kidding. No, you did seriously.
Did she share that? Yeah, did she share that with you?
Yeah.
But it was a Valerie with a U, Metler, and she has quite a few videos, and they're short. They're like 2-3 minutes. I had never seen anything by it, and she's been playing this thing where, because it was an Apple Live photo, apparently had some option on the Apple phone to, so you could like maybe denote like, hey, this was vacation in 2010, or who knows what kind of quick little tag you could put on it. But there was something else going on in the background when it was attached to the bridge guide photo.
Oh my God.
And I wondered if you.
So what? Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
Oh my God! If I swear to God, I'm gonna beat up this thing in a second. Okay, this is my violent side. Sorry. Okay, I've tried 4 times now to get this picture out of my way so I can show it, and instead it grows bigger. So I'm gonna minimize you stupid thing. Share my screen. So can I be honest with you?
Yes.
I
think you're gonna be, regardless if I want you to or not.
See, so remember, like I said, I say this. People say, well, if you have to say, be honest with you, it doesn't mean no. That's just something I say. So I remember you sent me that email, and only because you're saying it now, I meant to go to that, and I put it off to later. And then now that you're reminding me,
it's there.
Thank you. Just do me a favor. Can you just because I don't want to ask you for your email, but can you just email me so I know, because you know how someone, like, even though your name is this, and I got a ton of different emails, could you just email it again or just forward it again? Thank you. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up here. Let me find it. Where did it go? I hate it when I open up too many different. Oh wait, it's in here. That's where it is. Okay.
I've got a question. So did iPhone even have that capability back in 2017?
What capability?
I have no idea.
Holding the picture. I don't think they did. I think that's only a couple years old.
Wait, holding the picture?
Like when you hold the
Right.
picture, it's a little, like a couple seconds of a video,
There he
actually.
is.
Okay.
We looked this up live. They had live photos. They
Right. But I don't think they
She
had
said
that
she
in
claims she got it
2007.
from the ISP original photo, and that when she held it down, it had additional audio, and she does play that. It's very faint in the background, but it does say something to the effect of, and I'll paraphrase, like, "Oh, I didn't have any weapons or a gun," and it was just really odd, man, that it was attached to that picture. So I've been trying to let everybody know, but I haven't gotten much feedback on it. But
Yeah.
I am curious.
Yeah.
Okay. So just quickly, because I really do have to go in a few minutes, and I'm so sorry.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so
No.
like I said, Derek, if you've been following me, I'm all about markings and facial features, and it's a matter of, again, I mean, seriously. Okay, so right
Real
here,
proof, in other words, yeah.
like this one in itself, I think is pretty clear, self-explanatory.
Totally Jesse Ventura chin.
Right. He has a dimpled chin. This right
I see
here
it.
is that this isn't any, he doesn't have a mustache going on like people think. This is simply this camera thing that he has, this contraption that's kind of hanging in his face. He has microphones, but that actually, I thought it was a microphone going to his mouth right there, but it actually is something from this handlebar. And that's why the nose is so distorted and you don't really make it out, because it's like he has this camera, this whatever, if it's a GoPro or whatever, and then you can see these handlebars. Now I'll show those pictures another day properly to people, but sometimes it gets a little bit tedious for me, just because it's like some people like to see it and other people are like, I don't get it. Again, I could show them the any message and people are still going like, this is literally from someone that's talking about it.
That chin. It's that freaking chin, man. I mean, that is a carbon copy.
Oh, I know this though, right? I know it.
I mean, I know I'm not convincing you. I mean, you might have convinced me. I mean, I can't. Anyone else has put forward, you, in my opinion, have the best actual breakdown of the photographic proof.
I think so, because most people don't put in this type of time or work, to be honest with you, and it's just what I decided to do. Other people can do what they want, but in my head, my goal is this. I thought people wanted to know who the BG was. That's where I get torn, because if I'm trying to show you and people still are going, well, you can't make this out of this.
Right.
Well, but I keep showing things. So do you really want to know who the BG is, or don't you?
Because or do you want to just push your own narrative?
Like, meaning I could sit here all day long and not show anything. I just thought people wanted to know. Now, Keegan has a little dot on his nose that you can see right actually here. That's not a circle. Hey,
like a little, just like a little whitehead almost.
Yeah, but it's a little white, like a little mole, right? Like if I pull it back, but you can see this little mole here, which is that little mole here. But anyways, my point was this: if you look at this chin, right? Remember, and then you go kitty corner, right? Follow the same angle of trajectory, right? And then what do you come across? Well, you come across another mole. And if you go straight up from there, up to his face here, you can go take that mole. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. That mole.
Is Adam giggling? I hear Adam giggling, I think.
No, I'm sorry. I burped.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm wrong on this, because this one is distorted. This was one that somebody sent to me and I sent it back to them, because I know that this one, in a sense, was played around with more, with like, meaning it's still the BG, but it looks like it's been more worked over in a sense.
Morphed or something, where you're only, and I know because I've heard you say you're working with contrast, color, things like this, shadow, light.
I never.
You're not morphing things to fit a narrative.
Correct. I just use coloring just to enhance it. I never ever change anything else about the BG. I don't erase anything. I don't do anything else. Again, this is about.
I'm curious to something. I'm very curious to something now that I'm thinking about it. As far as Keegan, KD, I just want to get the initials right. KD. I mean, I wonder what all of social media apps he was a member of, and was he on Yellow? Because it's like I heard that was supposed to be geared towards live broadcasts. that, and it's based in France. I heard a rumor. That there was a search warrant or some sort of French, investigation where they went over there. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it sounded pretty legit. And I'm
Yeah.
just wondering, because I think if he was on this Yubo or Yellow, I don't know, I would find that awfully coincidental.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't believe in coincidences, so.
Right. The thing about this, unfortunately, is that just like Keegan's family, Keegan Dunker, not Keegan Klein, he has very limited information. His family is, in a sense, very limited, even on the search engines. There's not a lot, unlike Garrett Kurtz, unlike Ashley Garth. So, unfortunately, I came into this in 2020, halfway through the year.
Plenty of
And
time to erase stuff and get rid of it.
and it's been gone. It's right. I'm only working with stuff that I can do on the internet. I think I've done one hell of a job, in all honesty, from stuff from Canada that I can find on the internet to do with this case. I'm in
That's
shock.
but you've had some damn inside information. Let's not sell yourself short. People trust you. They're okay giving
Well,
you
that too. But
stuff.
I
You
mean,
don't say who they are. You keep confidentiality like a journalist would, regardless of consequences. And so that tends to legitimacy. And I think don't sell yourself short by just saying you've studied some internet stuff. I mean, you've gotten some inside information, I believe.
I truly believe, and this might sound too spiritual for some, and I don't really care. I truly believe that my care about people. Okay, can I tell you something very quick? And I know I got to go because my husband. Okay, when I just know that I must be some sort of conduit or something, because I know back when I had this experience of a side nephew getting passed away. Okay, and then he said to me, "Can you please tell my mom I'm okay?" And I was like thinking of my son who's 5. Bottom line is, I was like, no, I'm not going to look like a Cracker Jack. Is this my brain talking, or are you someone really talking to me? Of course, taking it like it was just my brain talking to me. At end of day, in my head, I'm talking and I'm saying, look, right, I'm not going to do it. I can do a lot of things, but I am not going to tell, and this is exactly what I said, I'm not going to tell your mom that her dead son says he's okay. And so he said, I'll make you a deal. If I tell you 2 words and you hear those 2 words, will you promise to tell? Okay. Fair. I believe in fair. So a week later, the funeral happens. At the very end of the funeral, the mom, Michelle, was about to walk off the podium. I'm thinking, great, like I don't have to say shit, thank you.
Right.
So literally, Derek, when I say she was going to get
don't
off,
tell me you got the 2. You didn't get the 2 words, did you?
Absolutely. I got the 2. So he told me Tay and Papa. And so all of a sudden at the very end, right? But I'm not kidding. I'm like 100%, 1,000% honest, whatever you want to say. At the end of the day, she was about to walk off the podium. She motioned to move, and she literally came back to the podium and said that Jaron had 2 favorite toys, his Tay and his Pawpaw. I said Popo because I couldn't remember if it was Popo or Pawpaw. But anyways, I kept my word. I did what I said. And so I know that my other family members, it's only because I'm very open. So it's almost like being used as a conduit. So I think because of my deep empath for Suzanne Morphew's case in Indiana, and all of a sudden I was pulled in this direction. And why is it that me and Gonzo had that conversation? Why is it that all of a sudden I come across the BG just like that? What made that happen? I'll tell you what made it happen. It's because the girls needed help. However you want to deem it, the girls wanted answers. And that's all I've been trying to do.
They deserve them too.
I don't care what other people think about that, but I know that if it wasn't for mine and Gonzo's conversation and he directing me over to Garrett Kurt's Facebook and me going to look, made me, my intuitiveness, look right at Keegan Dunker and go, it's you. There's something about you I don't like. You were evil. And that's what was said to me. Like it was almost like it was a pull. It was a pull. And then I happened to be watching a video. The nose was turned up. And then all of a sudden I was like, I know that nose. And I went right back to Keegan Dunker, pulled in Garrett Kurtz first just to get him out of the way.
A cute nose on an ugly soul.
Yep. So I
He
don't
just
care.
knows.
I just want justice for Abby and Libby.
Right.
And I just wish it
Right.
would end. I wish people, like, meaning, so I know it's Keegan Dunker that's on the bridge. That doesn't mean that he murdered those girls. Okay.
Right.
It doesn't. It means that he was on the bridge. And so I just want
that's
give
super
those
important. I
girls
mean, it's what
what's
ties
in-
it together for everyone, I think, that is so interested for some reason
I'm a very deep
in
empath.
this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's all I want. I want nothing else. Trust me. I want nothing else. I would like to continue, and that's why I monetize the channel, you know, and
Sure.
me and Deb and Adam have kind of made it our
Sure.
little thing, right? Because we're trying to do something in a sense from home because we like helping people. It gives
The
us
talent,
fulfillment.
I believe the talent should always be paid. It's the middlemen and the people like that that really abuse that system. But the talent, without the talent, which is you three, and Sonny, and you started the channel, you have your own thing, and quite frankly, you guys, I always thought I'd make a better sidekick than a main host. So I'm there with you.
Yeah. You know, I just
but I mean, somebody's got to take that lead.
Sonny's more than a sidekick.
Exactly. Right. I mean, you know, okay. I'm sure that all you guys are being told that, but I always innerly laugh when I have had readings, and then the person says to me, like, they'll say it right away. They'll be like, the last one was, "You're an angel," and I'm like, "Well, I know that. Husband knows that, but you know." But you know, the thing is that if anyone truly, truly knows me, they would deem me as a really good human being. Because why? Because I have so much freaking care for people. And I love those people that come
Like,
in here.
I have a scenario in my head. I see
open their
Sonny,
heart.
she's driving, you're driving to work someday, and there's a stray dog running around, really
I'll
cute.
stop the car.
You're like, oh, I can't even go past this. We're stopping.
I've done that.
Get in here. We're gonna go have you
Where?
scan for a chip or whatever.
I've done that, but you know what?
I know.
There was a bird on a busy street, busy street. And all of a sudden we were driving and this bird was right there in the middle center line. I was like,
Oh, that's
pull
heartbreaking.
over. I need to get this bird before it gets hit.
Did you get it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Went over there. And all
Tenacity.
They had it for dinner.
But you know, this bird would have died had I not got out there. This bird would have got
Sure.
no kill. You know, so,
I've seen now twice the other day. It was disturbing that I remember I was driving to this place called Cedar Point once with a group of friends, and a fun park sort of roller coaster thing down in Ohio, up south as we call it, and a mother goose or whatever. It's like a major highway led her and her babies right across the busy highway, and it just ruined me for I'm riding the roller coaster going, but what about the fucking bird? You know? And sorry about the language. It's late. But what about the bird? You know, how are you supposed to go on with your day after you see a mom take her 8 chicklets out in the middle of a highway to get run over and you see feathers coming?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard.
Oh,
Tonight
yeah,
I'm delivering pizzas, and one of the worst freaking things you can see, high-speed road and a smashed up motorcycle, and it's just like traumatic. And you'd think after 35 years of doing this that you would be desensitized to it, but I can't even hardly function after that. It's like, and I can't even look, you know, as long as the guy has help and everything. I don't know how much help there was. I'll have to look in the news later. It wasn't positive. But anyways, I mean, besides that negative stuff, I mean, it's heartbreaking to see someone else's tragedy, and quite frankly, I don't feel like people are now saying, because I've never been interested in murder cases out loud before, and it's like, are you morbid or something? I don't care about the morbid details. Okay, I don't need to relive the morbid detail of what happened. I need to find out the missing pieces of why did it happen and who is going to get in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't need to relive morbid details. I have no pre-fascination with going to Charles Manson's grave site and doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, I just hate those. I don't hate those people. That's a strong word. But people get so fascinated with so many, and I'm not saying they're even bad people, but
yeah,
it's like, why do you get fascinated with like a killer, like in a positive, like put them on a pedestal way? It disturbs me. It does. It disturbs me.
I just,
Nothing cool.
I remember. I think it was Graz that said something like, "It's like she has this crazy addiction with Keegan Dunker." No, I don't have a crazy addiction. I'm just trying to show people who the BG is, and one day
If
it will
I
come
thought I
to
ran across, if I thought I ran across something that definitively proved something that I thought,
it
it
is
would be
pointless.
annoying how much I would ram it down everyone's throat. Not that
It's
you do that. I would be annoyed.
no,
That's why I don't have my
no.
own show.
I
But
don't talk about him as much, but in saying that, it's like the more it's because, like, again, at the end of the day, I thought I was just trying to do people a favor that really wanted to figure out who the BG was. I thought I was doing this favor by going, "Hey, look it, I am
I
showing
mean,
you
I
good
think some
things."
people appreciate it. I do.
Some
Don't you
do,
guys think?
some do,
And Adam, I mean, people
Oh,
appreciate
some
that.
do.
The work
yeah,
that
no,
she put into doing
oh,
that. I mean, but
100%.
not
I
everybody.
That was the draw to most people coming to this channel was, was that information,
I mean, yeah,
and
and
I
I mean,
think,
come on, the pork chop was compelling. That note, how creepy. If that's not a
right.
cryptic, I didn't even know what a cryptic. I didn't know that there was a difference between a weird note and a cryptic note. That
Yeah,
cryptic had its own definition, and
yeah.
so I googled cryptic note, and it's a thing. It's like a thing. It's meant to. I'm sure you know that. I was just telling myself.
No,
It,
the
it
thing
tells a
is,
story. It tells a story on purpose.
I just knew the word cryptic, and as soon as I saw it, I called it a cryptic note because a cryptic note to
But
me
there's
is
really a
anything
definition for
you're
that.
trying to hide the truth within that letter. Like you're telling
It's
a
a riddle.
story, but
Mhm.
it's only meant for certain people to understand it or try to So that's why it was put on Palladino's thing, and yeah, and it was for anyone to go look
Right.
at. I've shared, like, meaning I could have kept that note and did whatever, but I just
I
wanted
mean,
people to see the
there's
truth. That's it.
something about that note that ain't right. Yeah,
Of
Right.
course
I
there's
believe
not.
that.
Right. And
I
I
don't.
think
I mean,
there's I'm sorry.
no,
No, no, no. You
I'm
no,
done
you go.
talking.
I did not mean to interrupt
No,
you.
yeah, I'm done.
Uh,
No, I
no, I
do.
would say the thing that I think is with Sunny is with her information is that there's a huge number of people that's what they want to hear. That's the information they come to the channel to listen to. They want to see
They
they want
follow
to
the
see the
path.
proof, and
Yeah.
and then there are the people that are probably on the fence about it. They see it, they agree with it, they feel like then it gets repetitive, and then I think they're the people that like the personality but don't care about that information, and they're the ones that
Mhm.
end up sometimes being like, oh, this again, which it's like it's Sunny's
But
channel.
I'm not here for that purpose. I'm here
Exactly,
for the
exactly,
girls.
and so it's
And I
but
don't
so
want
I
to get
don't.
out of here either without saying something about Deb because I haven't really.
Yeah, no, we have to get going. Okay.
She, I know, and I'm sorry. I just want to say that
Go
I
on.
think
Go on
one of
about that.
Deb. I think one of your skills is, I think you are on point with facts when they need to be done, and when you say something, I feel like it's the way it is. There's an
Thank you.
air of officialness about it. Like I think you would make a good.
Well, she was a
I
reporter
don't
too,
know.
right? So she
You were a
has that.
reporter, really?
No, I was
Not a
not a
reporter,
reporter. I was
radio.
a DJ
Yeah, that
on
was it.
radio.
Yeah.
I've said since day
Okay,
one,
well,
Deb, Sunny.
I don't even grade you guys that way. I think the three of you are strong together. Sonny, I'm sorry, Sonny.
Deb?
Meow. But I think each of you have your own. I mean, any of you
We
can do
each
your
have
own
our
obviously
own.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but
absolutely.
together you're stronger, and it's more entertaining. I like watching it. I watch every single episode. I think. So,
You
I think
know.
we have good chemistry.
We do have,
mhm.
Yeah, we each
I do
have.
too.
Like, I see. Like, I don't even think of it like a this thing. Like Adam will kind of just went like I think it's
oh,
like a.
I always joke that's
I
the
know. I
base.
know you're joking. I do, but it doesn't enter my mind of a tier like that because we're just each our own person and we get along. And
Yeah.
again, it's one of those things is that
Are we in a
we
private
all
Zoom right now?
together.
Are there other people watching this? I'm so sorry. I feel like I've co-opted your guys'
No, it's
time.
Yeah,
okay. But
yeah,
I do have. Oh, wait, there's CT. I know, but I
yes,
I
it
gotta
can
get
go
is.
off
away.
because I'm
We're
No,
not
no,
even
no.
talking
Hey.
Yeah,
about.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah,
People
like
call me
you
the
guys can stay
derailer.
if you want, but I need to go because my husband, I promised.
Yeah, I understand. But
Yeah, so
I wanted to hear this assessment
I
about
have no husband.
I
yeah,
wanted
okay. Let me take myself off. Derek,
no, I wanted to
thank
hear
you
the
for.
assessment really quick, Sonny,
Yeah.
of how did we work?
Oh, I know. I cut you right
Hello.
off right before
Hello.
the freaking punchline
You were
about how
telling
you
us
guys
about
work
how we
well
work.
together. Mhm.
That was it. That was end of story.
Oh, I thought you were gonna bring out like what we balance in each other and like
Oh
what.
God.
Oh, I don't even know who you are, actually, Adam. Thank you for joining us on the show, though. Yeah,
How did
no.
he get on here
Wait,
I
anyway?
know.
so I'm the enigma. Okay.
You're
What do you
something.
think? I was thinking more the X-Lax, but okay. All right, Enigma. But okay, Adam. I love you. Okay, so my anniversary is tomorrow, so I need to get off. My husband needs to go to bed. We're gonna go to Brown's for dinner, and so I'll let you know if we do pop on. I doubt he's going to see you.
How long you guys been married? 69 years.
69, close enough, but 69 position. Yes, however, correct. But 7 years.
I 69.
What position will you be in about 10 minutes?
69 or 68. No, just kidding.
Horizontal in some capacity.
Guys don't need to picture that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming to both lives. If you were here, we're like the Three Stooges. Carol says, "Well, twiddle
They had talent.
D, twiddle dumb, twiddle dumber." No, I'm sorry, pouty lips.
That's
You know what?
it.
Let's just
How
gloss
rude.
before I go.
No, I'm
rude.
Blanche.
Oh, you know what?
I'm Blanche.
Sonny.
There's Dorothy, and there's Sophia.
Yeah, exactly.
Sonny.
Sophia.
Yeah.
Who's Sophia?
You know, this lip gloss
Sonny.
is like really hot, like it's got peppers in it or something.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Because peppers must be burning your lip if it has peppers in there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Wonder, maybe I should buy some peppers.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't even have any Carmex or anything.
Now my lips
You know
are
what?
like
Next time you'll know, Derek Farmer. Next time.
Jared,
you'll know.
if you have a girlfriend, you need to have some Carmex.
Girlfriend, I'm the gay one, Adam.
Oh.
Mm.
I don't
then
know
you
what-
should
I
have
have a
lip
mustard.
gloss.
I have a mustard packet. I could
You
put some
let gay
mustard.
people on this show
You know
now?
what? Deb, is mustard close to peppers?
I don't think so.
They come from seed.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Unless it's truly burning your lips, where we won't be satisfied.
Yeah, it's burning.
Nook. Right, Brett.
I
Brett knows what I'm
would
talking
rather
about.
see a stripper
Peppers.
named Pepper than Mustard.
Yeah.
Peppery
I agree with
mustard.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mustard doesn't sound healthy. That's not healthy on a stripper. Mustard.
Gotta kill
Brown
that slow mode at
Dijon
Cindy Hay
Mustard.
there.
That's a good stripper name.
Gotta kill that slow. No, but what do you mean kill the slow mode? No, then people. Wait, who's at Cindy? At Cindy Hay there. Oh, I see. You're saying hi to Cindy. Oh, fine. I'll make it lower. Why? Are you trying to type really fast? And then you're like, shit, it's not letting me. Okay, fine. I'll go turn off the slow mode. You guys take care. I need to go. Have a great night. Thanks again.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Have a good night,
I
Sonny.
promise I'll be innocent. Not.
So if I open YouTube at
Please
3 in the
no.
morning, you're not going to be on?
Well, I might. Yeah. Okay.
We'll eat a bowl of ice cream by 3 a.m.
Great. Anyways, bye guys. Take care. I'm out.
Good night.
Bye.
So, Derek, well, thank you for joining us. So you're
Thank
in
you
Michigan.
for having me. Really, that was really
How long?
cool.
I'm sorry.
I said that was really cool. Thank you.
You're in Michigan?
You're welcome.
I am in Michigan.
Nice. Okay.
I was born here in Kalamazoo. I took off for the first time west of the Mississippi River to go to Alaska when I was 21 to deliver pizzas because I thought they might need some pizza there in Alaska. So I drove there, me and some friends.
Did you make the 30-minute delivery mark?
I'll tell you, from here, it's a long drive. I mean, I drove through Canada the long way, but I wouldn't have done it any other way. I mean, we camped out every night. It was roadside camping in Canada is like lunch.
Wow.
It's easy. It's cheap. And
Wow, you went right
so
by
did
Sonny
that. Then I came back here. That didn't work out. And 13 of us from my pizza place, Bilbo's, where I worked, based on if you the Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
how they didn't get sued and had like a regional restaurant around here called Bilbo's, and they stole all the names. I don't know, but they didn't. And 13 of us from there moved to Fort Collins, Colorado, in 1994. And so we did what we called our Bilbo's wagon train. And I was saying earlier in the chat that I was out there when Matthew Shepard was killed, when John Benet Ramsey was killed. And Okay, that sounds suspicious, but I'm saying that, my point is, and also when there was a really terrible, crazy mountain flood, which being from the Midwest, I wasn't used to a large amount of killing water coming down a mountain and ruining
Right.
an area, and
Yeah.
blowing up a liquor store and derailing trains and killing people. It was violent and it came out of nowhere. And
Right.
so some pretty interesting stuff. And then I came back here because I couldn't afford anything out there. It was really
Right.
expensive at the time. And I wanted to own a
Right.
house, and I came back here, and my friend's mom was a real estate agent and got me a
And you
cheap
can do
house, and
that.
here I am.
You can do that there, right?
You can do it in Michigan. I mean, it's getting more expensive. I did it in over 20 years ago, so as an old man, I finally have some equity. But I'm glad I did it when I did because I pay $420 a month for a whole house that
Oh my
includes my
God.
taxes and insurance, and it's like, well, I don't see
Wow.
how you get a better deal than that, So setting that in enabled me, I think, to not, have to want to feel like I was compelled to take a career that I really wouldn't have been passionate about. Not that I'm passionate about pizza delivery, but it's allowed me to kind of do what I wanted. It's easy to take time off. I really like driving around and being sort of in my own space,
Right.
and it allows you to do that. So
Right.
it's
That's
worked out
awesome.
well for me. I don't have kids. I don't have a wife,
Right.
Adam. I don't have a wife or a husband, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm single. My mom moved in with me, which everyone was always like, "Oh, that's nice. Your mom lets you live with her." And I'm like, "Yeah, she moved in with me, asshole." But
And I'm sure I'm
and,
sure it really helps with the dating.
no, I don't date. No, I never have been much of a dater. That's a whole
Like,
other thing. I'm terrible at that stuff.
yeah, yeah, I understand. But I dated someone from Kalamazoo, Michigan once, but that was a long time ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, between that and the Freedom Bridge thing, I thought that was quite a revelation.
Yeah.
That Freedom Bridge was, that amazed me when you said that. That I was like,
Right. It's a weird little thing,
so
yeah, that I had nothing to do with, but
that's. Oh no, I
yeah.
know you had nothing to do with it, but I mean, it's more than a small thing. I mean, it's a large bridge, but I mean, wow. Anyways,
But
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna turn this thing off. You guys do
yeah,
your
I hope
goodbyes.
you'll join us again sometime. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And if you ever have
Oh
any
yeah,
thoughts or if you ever have any anything that you want to go over with us, just email someone. And I did find a timeline. If you want me to email it to you, I can.
timeline. Yeah, I would look at that because I know the mechanics behind a timeline. I don't feel like that'll infect my train of thought on what I'm trying to do with my project.
Right.
So yeah, timeline would be
If
great.
you look at the little thing on the corner that says private chat, you can put your email in there, and then I can get it from there. Do you see the private chat
Oh yeah,
button?
yeah. I do now. Yes.
That's so just Deb and I will see that, and then I can
Oh,
just
I
email you
see.
the timeline from
Okay.
there,
Yeah.
and then I'll let you get out of here. I know Deb's got to get
Okay.
to
And
bed too.
thank you both so much, Deb and Adam, and um, there we go. Okay, email sent, and have a
Excellent.
great night, you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, you too. You too. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
Well, Deb, is there anything that you have to do or say before we take off?
No,
You
no,
want
I
you want to
can't
stay
think
on
of
for like
anything.
5 hours?
No, we've been on for 5 hours already.
That's
Over
minus
5 hours, I think.
plus the 5 hours I was on this morning.
Yeah. Have you slept at all?
Yeah. Oh, today, no. I slept so much this week though that I'm like,
I know, right? You did sleep a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. I did not sleep a lot. I just had that stomach pain all the time.
Yeah. I'm glad to see that you are feeling better and I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
And
Me
we
too.
will be on tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably get that up tonight before I go to bed, so it's set up for us.
All right. Well, and for everyone in the chat, we're going to be kind of turning the tables on you. So instead of you guys asking questions and us answering, we're going to be asking questions and have you guys answer. Kind of an education process to see how much you know about the Delphi case. We want us to, kind of, like I said, do that education thing to make sure that people are on track and debunk anything that's, not right or hasn't been authenticated.
Right.
So we're going to turn the tables.
And if there's any question that you think that is pertinent or something that would be something that other people you'd want, I'm going to put the live up tonight, so you can go ahead and already go into the chat and feel free to drop a question or something that you want us to address on there.
Good.
Or
Good
thought.
idea. Yeah. And if you're in our private Facebook group, you can drop questions in there as well. Which brings me to, before we leave, a couple of things here, housekeeping. Number one, please click that thumbs up. We've got 80 people watching, only 71 thumbs up. Also, if you have not subscribed, please go subscribe and then click the little bell so that you'll get all the alerts from us when we go live or when there's a video up. And also join our channel. It's $1.99, only $1.99 a month. And with that, you get to use all the fun emojis that Sunny makes and creates, including the little lip gloss emoji that you see in the chat right now. So when we gloss, you can gloss with that. And then also you can get admitted to our private Facebook page. And in order to do that, you need to go to our private Facebook page. It's a Criming Shame. Apply for membership after you have joined our channel, and then go to Sunny, her email at acrimingshame@gmail.com, and tell her what your Facebook name is so she can admit you to the private Facebook. We've had people that are requesting to join the private Facebook and they haven't joined our channel. So we're not, just not we're not ignoring you. We're not wanting to let you in. That's not it. It's members only. So you have to join our channel.
To answer CD really quickly, they did name a suspect in the Dylan Rounds case, and his name is James Brenner. He was a neighbor of Dylan's. And there's an unofficial second suspect, which would be Chase Vesper or whatever his last name is. But James Brenner is the one they have officially said is their suspect in their words, the homicide investigation into Dylan Rounds. So we miss you though, CD, and you've got to come on eventually and say hi to us, even if it's just for 5 seconds to say hello. You can come on tomorrow night, say hi to Deb and I. But, anyway, I think we will go ahead and get out of here, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I hope everyone's had a great weekend. I hope everyone has a wonderful Monday morning.
Yep.
And we will see you tomorrow night.
Sweet dreams.
Unless we see you sooner. Good night, everyone. Good night, Deb.
Good night. Good night. Bye.